now we live, let the real ones step in. Bush run the show, no script, no question. Panel in the cut, they equipped with the message. Breaking down truth from the block to the clock. In tune with the streets and the world we dissected. Sharp with the lens, bringing bold perspective for the ones overlooked. Now the lights directed, it's that voice they respect. It's In Tune perspective.
In Tune perspective, Bush on a Dolo mission, man. We'll see if homies tap in. If not, you already know how we're going to hold it down. Anyway, Streets is dead. That's what a lot of people saying. Some people disagree. Some people agree. I happen to think the streets on the internet is dead, but that's a whole nother topic. But we'll get into that. All the rappers that had something to say about 21 Savage, a viral interview that he did on Big Facts. He said a lot of things. Some things made sense. Some things didn't, especially when he said, oh, the heroin, everybody in Brooklyn. He said some crazy shit about the heroin situation, which I know there was heroin in Brooklyn, but the way he said it, he made it sound like it was Harlem, you know, line up out the whatever. I made a crazy short about it, you feel me? But yeah, he said a lot of shit. Streets is dead. It ain't what it is. These dudes been rapping. Everybody that's saying that been rapping, making a lot of money for a minute. So really, I don't know what they got to do with the streets. But the streets on these internet ain't for the streets. As you can see, all it's gonna lead is your ass getting locked up and some bullshit, caught up in some dumb shit. By the way, before we start, I'm gonna say happy holidays, everybody. Hopefully y'all did y'all shopping, got out there, did what you had to do. Me, I had to do it online. Fuck all that. Definitely not going to be outside. I like to do my shopping online. Back in the day, you know, your girl, she might want to hit the mall or whatever, but me, I like to do my thing online. But like I said, the streets and the internet is dead. We're going to get into the 21 Savage shit, but right now, yo, how Munchie B let Boy violate him like that? So crazy. Adam 22 basically it don't look like he got the mayor on the show no more. This episode, the last episode with Munchie B went total left. Munchie, granted, was in there drunk as a skunk. He said he had a whole fifth of Hennessy, looking crazy, talking crazy. But no gangster should be talked to like this by Adam 22. Let's watch a little bit of it. That boy was on him.
Adam was screaming at Lush. Lush was screaming at Munchie. Munchie was screaming at Adam.
Poetic Flacco.
And it just kind of felt like there was no cohesion here, and everybody was just mad and upset at each other.
Paper Chaser said, LA Blacks always trying to take the high road and peace treaty with Mexicans, but be ready to trip out in your own race over a sports hat. Ooh, he said it.
And here's somebody who thinks he represents the black community and the gangster community, but all of his so-called friends are black, most of them who come on the show and they talk about gangster shit. That comment you heard was basically getting at him, and Adam found that to be so funny. What
you laughing at?
I see no lies here.
What?
Drunk boy. Fuck you laughing at? What? Ready to react. Look at Lush, the high boy.
Lies here.
I mean, in what way could you possibly argue that?
Like we know. I don't know. The Mexicans.
Lush, please shut the fuck up. I heard him. I mean, he gonna ride with the white car.
Identify as also whoever that is. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. He from out of state. He's a weirdo, and you.
That's why it's a shame when we get too drunk and try to explain yourself. It ain't gonna work. But yeah, that was a part of it. Then Adam started really violating, went crazy.
I'm talking to you.
What you say?
We all, Munchie. No, I'm not trying to hold on. I'm talking. I'm talking. Stop touching me.
You don't use a towel to bathe.
Munchie.
Right or wrong?
This is a pattern with Adam. He'll make you leave, or he'll fire you, or you gonna quit. Because after a while, he gonna violate for sure.
And then he said, I said, Daniel, no, I just let the ball.
What the fuck are you talking about, Munchie?
Dirty
We
boy.
all believe in you as a
Dirty boy.
podcaster, but you are acting like a drunk embarrassment
give a
right now.
fuck.
It's super fucking annoying.
Right.
Man,
Adam
We
ain't
don't want to
lying
do
right
podcasts
there,
with you if you want to act like this. So please just stop coming in like this, bro.
Hey,
Shit
look,
is annoying as fuck. I've been meaning to tell you for a while. Bro.
Adam ain't lying, but like I said, as a gang member, you got Adam talking to you crazy. He gonna have to answer for that.
This shit is terrible.
man, you talking about drunk Munchie?
Yes, because you're being drunk as fucking annoying as fuck.
No,
You're
no.
fucking touching me and shit.
No.
You won't shut
Touching
the
you.
fuck up.
Bro.
I'm just saying.
Bro.
I'm trying to get through the donations, and you won't shut
Oh,
the
here we
fuck
go.
up.
You go to
Here we go.
donations.
Because you keep talking about yourself. Every single donation I read, you turn it into a 10-minute monologue about yourself, talking about some random shit, and then you start touching me with your dead skeleton hand.
Let's talk about.
Adam just had a problem with him for a minute. It seemed like it.
Let's do walk 100 back.
Oh my!
When we run it back.
Literally, you just start talking about work for no reason. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm talking to you.
You are a good podcaster who comes in and gets blackout drunk for no fucking reason every time. It's holding you back. Stop doing this. You're not invited on this podcast, and you're gonna keep showing up wasted.
Let's do.
A lot of gangsters have something to say. Hoodie from the hood, from Dago. You know, and he's not even a blood, but I know every gang member on this internet street should have something to say, some opinion on this, I think.
This is great content, but this conversation got to happen off air, bro. Love for people like him went on.
Quite sure he will. Young Ambi falling asleep or whatever they say he be falling asleep. Eventually, that's going to become a problem, and he going to say something to him. Because the whole reason why he got at Munchie was because the chat and everybody is saying that Munchie is too drunk. So it finally just exploded. No pun intended. It finally just he exploded. Adam, they say crash out. They use crash out for everything. I'm not using crash out because crash out is somebody getting up and slapping the spit out of that.
Yeah, facts. I agree. See, this internet be taking words and switching them up. Crash out means something different than what they be told.
Pilgrim's mouth. The way he just got at him, then he told him to shut the fuck up. Like, man, hey, listen, homie. I don't know what Munchie going through to where you gonna subject yourself to that type of disrespect, letting that man talk to you like that.
If it was videos like that one that convinced.
The gangsters had something to say about that. He let the white boy get at you like that. Shut the fuck up. Trying to get done. Shut the fuck up. He made the mean face on him. Munchie B, they call him the mayor. A lot of people have something to say, you know. I guarantee Spider-Loc has some stuff to say. I ain't really see what he said, but I don't think Spider-Loc will take that kind of talk. It's a time like when you sign up, I think, like I know, but I'm not affiliated with no gangs and none of that. But people that I know from gangs, when we talk about that same situation, they say, "Oh, that's time to crash out. You leave me no choice. It's time to do something about this." Munchie B, who's I'm sure is thinking about his business and his money. Adam's paying him every week. You know, it's probably looking good. He's probably moved into a new apartment. He got the thing going on with his own channel, Morals Over Money. He got the channel with the dude Alonzo, but he be over there getting a little check probably. And then he got the situation with No Jumper, which is probably his main situation, you know. Right now it was looking wonky. I don't think, you know, when he was sitting there drunk as hell, he didn't really peep what was going on because his ass was drunk. But later I know he sat back and watched that and he was like, "Oh damn, I was tripping. I let the white boy get at me cray." So they say he quit. But you know how the trolls get. We don't know how serious that is, if he quit or not. But they say he quit. So if he quit, and that's the end of that bag, you know. You heard what old boy said. Poetic Flacco said he still said that Adam wants him back on the team. You know. Poetic Flacco said he want him back on the team. Hold on, let me look at a little of the homie Spider Loc Black Box. He going to war with Munchie B. I'm not involved in none of that, but I want to hear.
He has no understanding, recollection of that actual podcast, why he believes I fit in here. But he wants to be named next to me so bad when I don't have nothing to do with it. He's like, oh, the 3 all-time No Jumper Bad podcasts is mine. The one with Spider Loc and the... What is you talking about, huh?
Bro, I know your background. I know your resume, SPR itself.
Nah, my thing is this. How you gonna be in LA business having any type of feelings and you ain't in LA pushing that line? That's my thing. If I wish I would be in San Diego business, hoping, wishing, or thinking somebody owes me some type of respect or consideration.
Right.
If I put my EC feet down in San Diego, I'm gonna be accessible, accountable for every nigga I know in San Diego that might have a question.
Dr. Mace Loc.
So what I'm saying is, Hoodie, you've been my nigga based on this cyber shit. I may have it wrong. And I'll be the first to acknowledge it. I don't know why I couldn't get in touch with you. Cause I'm on this platform trying to find your thoughts, Keyway. Neighbor Siete.
Nah, I feel you on that, SPR. I mean, that's just like me, bro. I got my own channel. I might react to certain shit, but like politics and certain situations and sections and hood shit, man, I'm not even about to put my nose in that because that's really not my motherfucking business, even having a fucking opinion on and shit. Just to keep it 100. You know what I mean? Now, we talking about some Killer City, Missouri shit, some Kansas City, Missouri shit. That's different.
No, but you're missing my point. My point is, Hoodie from the hood, from San Diego, neighborhood folks,
My hoodie.
is a nigga I've been cordial with just because he a homie that I don't have no reason to give a fuck about him, don't know shit about him. He's a nigga that do and sit in his car and do vlogs. He react to LA shit. He just a nigga. He claim neighbor. Hey, I developed or forged a relationship or connection with Cuz just on that. I've grown as a creature of nature to understand how I relate to what's Cuz name? What we talking about? Oh, Hoodie. Hoodie from the hood. When it look like Deuce M's and what Munchies, Crunchy.
Shout out to Hoodie.
I caught him out the blue.
Homeless YouTubers like this to step in and try to divide y'all up.
One more time and make sure y'all see. I don't know why we not still on the phone. Let me try one more time.
Because a nigga like Spider ain't going to be sitting up in the office getting talked to crazy all the neighborhood dude.
Hey, you said you at work, Hoodie?
Serious business. Shout out to my nigga Rock.
Hey, you said you at work,
Blackbird.
Excuse me.
Hey, I'm looking for Hoodie from the hood, my homie from the 40s, neighbor. Can you help
His
me?
phone number.
I'm looking for my homie Hoodie from the hood.
Why you call him?
Hey, y'all see that bunk shit, cuz?
Yo, why would he call somebody else like that? This dude is tripping. Hey, I'm looking for Hoodie from the hood. Is that a joke? Did you really expect to get a serious response? Call us some, you feel me? That's ridiculous. But like I said, man, that boy is a mess. Munchie B making the whole everybody look bad. He had to quit. He had no choice but to quit. The fuck else he gonna do? After a display like that, what you gonna do? I don't know what. You didn't take flight on the white boy. Ain't no go plotting on him now because you already know what's gonna come with that. All kind of indictments and shit. You already know he protected and watched by the feds all day long. You know that. Compton Rick Rock has some shit to say too.
Over here.
Half of the hosts of the show are consistently too up to conversate. Munchie can't not make shit about him. Yes, Munchie. We should probably talk about.
But I seen something else. Let me go back and rewind it. Let me see. Hold up. Let's get over. Let's go back about right here. I seen something else. Let's get here.
Hey, hold on.
A little rush this episode.
This man got a pipe up in his hand, packing it up as much as he can pack that pipe up. He on here smoking. So what's the difference? He's smoking, he getting faded. It's a problem with him getting faded, but he is on here smoking. Now, we all know that alcohol do make you a little bit more animated, but it's the same thing. Stop the drugs in the beginning, man. Let's go. That should have been in their contract. And if you guys are going to drink, just have a little bit of drink. You ain't got to drink a whole bottle on the show. But like I said, if you allow him to come in there with a bottle and drink the whole and talking like a player. All right,
allow him to come in there with a bottle. What are he supposed to do? How he supposed to stop that though?
The Hennessy label on the bottle. The whole time the bottle was turned to where you can't see the label because they not getting paid. Therefore, if they not showing the label on there, then that goes to show you that there had to be a conversation had. Hey, don't show the label on. He going crazy on.
Munchie B did the right thing leaving, just like back on Fake Boys. They still out here moving, you know, and just like everybody else, you've been violated. It's time to go. Shit. Every job don't last forever, and sometimes you know the boss gonna test you, see what he could get away with it, and if he get away with it, it's gonna get worse. If you leave, shit, you look, you know what I mean. You did the right thing. I think get up out of there, because every single job gonna have them situations where you feeling like, am I being tested? You know what I mean? If you stay there and take it, pause. Even though a lot of dudes gotta have, you know, keep their income coming, they got the bills, all that usual situation. Especially when you get a job like that and you think it's gonna last forever, you know. So, you know, you think you get new expenses. Like Biggie say, more money, more problems. We all know about that. You get new expenses, you feel me? So now I'm sure in the back of his head, even though he was fucking drunk as a skunk, guaranteed he was thinking, damn, I can't crash out. I'm gonna lose my fat check. And I want his channel to do big. Morals over money. I want Alex Alonso's channel to do good too, because Alex Alonso, we called him this and that, but he come with the content with integrity. He talk his shit. He ain't scared. He go into war with Wack. He go to war with whoever he got issues with. He speak on it, you know. So yeah, but we all know that this is Munchie B's bread and butter, that white boy. And when he say shit like, this is my show, and I don't he's flexing his muscle. He's showing you. And we already know he got that security sitting right there with the thing. It won't be no more pushing of Adam, because we already seen King Pill when he was in there, how it went. I don't think that's gonna happen no more. Because if I was Adam, I'd definitely tell my security, don't let no motherfucker get that close to me no more with that type of aggression. What the fuck is y'all here for? Let me get rid of y'all, get some whole new ones. We don't need you. Hire security. As shit get heated, you need to see security stepping in, especially with alleged gang members and shit like that. I know he paying top dollar security. And most of these security and definitely got police badges. They definitely got police connects. Basically, they cops off duty, getting their extra bread. So Adam ain't afraid of the smoke. Wack 100 already told him, man, fuck these niggas. They ain't nobody. You could do whatever you want to them. They ain't nobody. Violate them. And guaranteed, when that shit went down, Wack sitting back like this, because we know the history with him and Munchie B. Munchie B quit. He probably thinking of the lineup could be happening, this and that. He know he not in good graces with Adam, so why be there? Because he could get backdoored fucking with somebody like Wack. I think he made the right decision. He got to go hard on this channel. He already got the audience. Keep going. Get more edited videos and like he been doing. And keep the quality up. Don't be too bent when you're doing those videos, and he'll be all right. You know, these dudes already use Adam for the clout. You know, we probably, a lot of people wouldn't know who Munchie B is without that look he got from Adam. So yeah, but now it's time to say goodbye, homeboy, because that he just called you all kind of shit, got you looking all kind of crazy. Told you, shut the F up. I don't know, no, you feel me? A lot of gangsters ain't taking that at all. They say crash out. That's the time when a lot of them was definitely gonna crash out and just start firing off. Whatever happened. Because he was definitely in close range. Adam, stop touching me. He was able to touch that boy if he wanted to. Pause. Some people are gonna be like, why you ain't do that? And that's gonna forever haunt him. They gonna say that every time. Everybody gonna say that. You let him talk to you crazy. You ain't do nothing. Now you want to get at me crazy. Even his girl might say, though, you know how they get. Yeah. Man, so he did the right thing. I guarantee. Hopefully, like I said, he got to keep the content coming and keep it going, you know, and that's it. Collab with other YouTubers, get back on Fed. Go over there. I don't know, shit. Do something. Next topic, let's get into it, man. The streets is dead. That's what these rappers are saying. They all saying that. I agree. I say the streets is dead for the internet, for the rap game. Niggas, that shit is done. On the radio, it's all R&B, hip hop. All that thug gangster shit is out of here. It ain't like it, and as it should be. The drill rappers all going to jail. Atlanta, streets is dead, but everybody that's saying that was ratting or alleged ratting. That's why they was all Ratlanta, that whole Ratlanta campaign. The streets is dead. The streets is dead for the internet and hip hop. That's where the streets is dead. But in the streets, it's still dudes doing things. Let's watch a little of this Academics footage because he bunched it all together kind of. And then we'll get into the reactions from Bootsy, the reaction from Honeycomb Brazy, the reaction from all these little rappers and shit, you know, who took offense to it when really they're all legitimate businessmen who really should be staying away from that topic. But I guess they represent the streets, so they got to speak.
You know how they said Jesus died on the cross for our sins?
Here go Academics already relating 21 Savage with Jesus. He said he Jesus, yo.
The streets died for Thug, I think. I've got to be honest with y'all.
So he relating with the Thug. Okay.
Streets died for Thug.
Notice everybody who running with that campaign, they all from Atlanta. And this is that Academics coined Ratlanta. Academics and Trap Lord Ross called it Ratlanta.
I feel like everybody is in a place where everybody's calling out the picking and choosing. Chat, y'all let me know, and we're going to go through it. I believe the streets died for Thug because applying the same standards to Thug,
you sound stupid,
would make everybody look crazy. So the streets is on the cross and is looking at all the niggas who subscribe to him. There are 12 disciples. There are 12 disciples is sitting there. You got Pooh Shiesty over there, G Herbo right there. You got everybody. And the streets is on the cross. And the streets is saying, so I gotta die.
This shit started with Troy Ave after he took the stand. Streets is a myth. Streets is a myth. Wack ran with it. They talking about paperwork with Wack up in Texas. He got caught with a bunch of guns. Nobody know what happened to that case. Wack was with that. Yeah, the streets is a myth. Streets a myth. Now, you know, every one of these people that's saying that got accused of running their mouth, tattletelling. Streets is dead, yeah. Like I said, for the internet and you rappers.
Nah. Because y'all don't want to keep the same energy with one nigga. And everybody said, yeah. Yeah. Fuck the streets. That's what I personally believe, Chad. I got to be honest.
He's weird.
Why do I say that? And we're going to have...
Okay, and he's speaking on the people that's saying it. 21 Savage, who Thug's homie, who probably was heartbroken when Thug got caught up sitting there talking, running his mouth. Rallo, who got caught up in some shit. You know, who else?
Grown-up discussion. We're not going to only be facetious. I do believe this idea of fuck the streets and what Savage is talking about is a very real thing in the sense of I do believe the streets is reductive. I've always said it. It's cannibalistic. It's never been progressive. I will say, though, that the timing...
It's cannibalistic. It's never been progressive. You built your whole career on the streets. This whole genre of music is from the streets. Every rapper that's saying this got every idea, every rhyme, every bar from the streets.
Is eerie, and that's going to make people feel that it may not be sincere. Okay?
Streets is dead. Fuck the streets. He dropped the album talking crazy as hell. It didn't pop. He like, oh, y'all ain't like this no more? Streets is dead. Cause Thug album ain't really do nothing. That shit was not well accepted, I don't think. I ain't hear nothing about it. Even with all the extra gimmicks, painting the white faces and the whoop-de-doo and all the little weird shit, nobody was rocking with it. So now the streets is dead. Fuck the street. 21 Savage album out. He gonna sell a certain amount, but I don't hear his shit playing on out there like that either.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have a voice in this.
You don't.
And I shouldn't, right? Like, I'm not a street dude. So I'm going to take this from a different angle. I agree in theory, and I'll stand with solidarity with these guys. You know, Turbo, fuck the streets. I didn't think Shiesty was going to join in because, you know why?
I think he's right. I think he's right. This is all because of Thug. And now they're like, fuck the streets.
Right. And without, I might even hop on Discord for a bit, but I don't know if I got maybe I call a street nigga. I probably need a street nigga to talk about this. Actually, maybe I should call Savage. I would love to kind of
get
a debate going on with Savage.
I thought you said Fabulous.
Okay. The point is this. Thug said fuck the streets. Right? Big 30 said fuck the streets. G Herbo, fuck the streets. I didn't think Shiesty was going to join in because you know why? Like, and this is where we're going to get into problems. And I was kind of surprised Shiesty even said anything. If you listen to Shiesty's music, that's the #1 song in hip hop right now.
That's a little weird, but all these so-called street rappers come together and say F the streets. Maybe it should be said a different way. You feel me? Fuck crime, fuck ratting on your, do the, you know what I mean? Don't jump in the streets if you ain't ready. Stay the fuck away from the streets. But F the streets to me is like shitting on certain people, good people, not killers or criminals. I'm just saying people, period.
He's basically rededicating his life to the streets. He's saying, yeah, I came out of jail, but I'm back in the streets. Okay.
That's a song.
We can just read through the lyrics.
Entertainment, boy. Don't do that. That's all entertainment. They want to use a song. I don't rock with that though.
Or what's happening. Like I would love to talk to Pooh Shiesty now. I would love to talk to Thug now because I'm gonna be honest with you. It feels like this is whatever, and y'all feel that so-and-so is whatever. Well, you gotta keep the same energy for Young Thug. That's codes that's supposedly ingrained in the street.
The only artist not from Atlanta who's joining this campaign, it look like right now, is G Herbo, who I think lives in Atlanta now.
That isn't about pain and whatever. That's about these codes that are street-oriented codes. So this is why I keep saying the streets is dying for Thug. I know, like, when I'm looking at Lucci's thing, it kind of feels like he's saying, like, it's like he's saying that fuck the streets and it's taking so much from me. So not necessarily like, oh, fuck the streets because, for Young Thug type shit. But I don't know. It's like confusing. I'm trying to get some clarification on this.
Well, I hope their music reflect that, because they saying one thing, but then the kids go cop their album, and it reflects a whole nother situation. Streets is Dead. What's the name of Savage album? I heard one song from it. Heard a couple songs. It's on some street shit. Rest in peace to Street. I'm talking about Young Scooter.
Who else said for the streets?
Rest in peace to Screet. Young Scooter. This campaign, F the Streets. We can't just be listening to Thug. Thug be saying some dumb shit. He don't be thinking it out. He definitely could have said something in a better way than that. So everybody just run with shit, but it is what it is. Shig Smooth, he's saying the same thing. All these artists are clicking up, but they, like I said, they all from Atlanta, and your boy call it Ratlanta. Damn. Honeycomb Brazy has some shit to say about this.
You lost y'all mind.
Shout out to All Urban Central. He ain't having that dumb that talk. Fuck the streets.
You tripping. You lost y'all mind of this whole boy. What the f? I can cry tears. Y'all disappointed me, boy. All you disappointed me. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. You I don't understand it. I'm from the street. I'm from the street. What you talking about?
See, but a nigga like that will say this, and then he gonna look ignorant. They gonna talk about him. Of course you don't understand it. Yeah, da 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 da. But I see what he's saying. But like I said, with that phrase, "F the streets," they could have said it in a better way. They ain't have to say it like that, because a lot of niggas ain't gonna understand that.
What the f? Talking about the street? Boy, I'm from the streets, boy. Man, I'm from the streets. You ain't from no suburbs. Y'all ain't say suburbs. That who handling, that who pin their feet on our neck, the suburbs, and white people stepping on our face. You about the street. You had to get out the mud, tripping out the whole. I don't care.
When you say stuff like that, you lose understanding for somebody coming up and whatever, somebody who trying to be righteous but had to make a mistake or whatever else type of shit. You lose the understanding. You want to desensitize it. You want to make the animals so that way it's justified the way they get treated. That's why that phrase is dangerous to me.
I don't care. I don't want no understanding. I ain't got no understanding. I ain't trying to get no clout. None of that. I'm really me. I'm not clout chasing. I'm really me. And I know y'all stepping, y'all killer, y'all will do it. All y'all like that.
Nah, I mean, be Honeycomb Brazy. These boys been rich, living in the suburbs for a long time now. They got kids coming up in the suburbs. It ain't the same. They
not ready to die. I don't care.
Meanwhile, your career really ain't take off all the way. You fresh out the can, you keep getting in trouble, and they looking at you like, "Hi, look at this nigga. See, that's what we talking about." But like I said, most of these niggas is coming out of Atlanta, where most of them rappers been talked about ratting. They said they ratting. They even said 21 Savage ratting.
Oh my grandma, I don't care. Come load it up, do it, stand over me, hit me all in the head, boy. Y'all don't care about that shit. Y'all tripping. Street, man. Listen, my grandma from the street, boy. My granddaddy died in the streets, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it like,
and we know that story. His grandparents got burnt, house shot up, burned to death. But a lot of people won't understand why he looked like he defending the streets.
I told my granddaddy, grandma, I'm finna move y'all, man. Let's go, man. I got real smoke out here. That's what my grandma said, man, we ain't going nowhere. On blood, they said we ain't going nowhere. Some niggas dying right here. That's where we from that project. We from Happy Hill. We don't care about your money, boy. That's your money. Take your money, go do what you want to do with it. We ain't leaving this project. This is all we know. That's what my grandma told me. I'm like, damn, grandma, shit.
People gonna say that's ignorant as hell. But rest in peace to his grandma, because that's where her soul is. That's where her people is. Her love, her heart is. Can't knock that.
Shit, man, this shit for real out here, man. Please let me. Boy, it is what it is. Boy, we dying together. We dying right here for life. You hear me? That's why I swear to God. That's why I'm like, my grandma ain't say the street. My granddad ain't say this shit. Nigga, y'all was doing the little shows and shit. When all y'all start popping out, get what y'all doing. Hitting them closed up in Alabama. You know, going to Texas, in Florida. You know, it's all over the world. And guess who come to see y'all stupid ass? The streets. When y'all was charging $15K or $20,000 show, who the think were coming to see y'all in the streets?
Good point. Good point, Brazy. That was a good one right there. That's a fact. The streets put you where you at. The streets put you where you at. To me, I feel like they setting up so they could be able to rap. I said, fuck the streets. They set it up so they could be able to go ahead when they time come, sit down and do what they do, and then they still got their crew. They all stick together. Hold up, the Baby. I ain't see Baby. Lil Baby agree with this though.
My house. Y'all think listen, I'm telling y'all telling my phone to myself, man, you gotta be want to go back to jail. What type of saying that shit? Man, listen, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't want to understand it. You hear me? My grandma and granddad are from the street. You know, when I got this money, I told my grandma and granddad, I'm finna move y'all. Come on, we gone. We got out the project right now. I got real smoke. You know, my grandma and granddad told me, we not going nowhere. We from right here, right here. We died right here. We don't want to be in those suburbs. We want to be right here in the streets. That's what the going on. And then again, bitch, all I got here the streets, bitch. That only person for me. Y'all with me. They don't rap, no braid, no rap, no for me, no singer, no none of you don't braid. Nobody but the motherfucking street. So get well with the street. You on date, let's die.
Shout all Urban Central. You got to understand where he coming from. He might be this might be too complex for him. Whatever they trying to say when they say F the streets, when they all came from the streets, you know. I understand after the killings and the crime and the bullshit, but what they saying that's saying ain't shit in the street but the bullshit, the rats. No, it's more than rats in the streets, and everybody ain't really a rat either, to tell you the truth. Only some of y'all that talk about the streets. You know, we heard a lot of people rocking with it and a lot of people not. Let me see what the hell Rollo talking about, because he was on the hot seat.
Mad as another saying, F the streets.
See, he respond. Looked like he responded to either Bootsy, because we know him and Bootsy was going to war, or Honeycomb Brazy. But let's see what he's saying, and I'll play the Bootsy shit.
Half of y'all ain't even succeeded in the streets. Well, I ain't gonna say half, but most of these ain't even succeed in the streets. I ain't stepped on there, ain't putting it down. But saying, oh, them saying, listen, dog, I know for a fact, me, myself, I ran up 10 million out the streets. Facts, not opinions. So if I want to say F the streets, I can say F the streets. And I have benefited from the streets on the highest level.
I don't see the point of that, though, I guess, because you made money from the streets. You made your riches from the streets. You could say, fuck the streets. That's what your point is. That sounds pretty stupid to me, but that's just me.
1 house, 2 house, 3 apartments, plaza. After I lost 18 million. So can't no tell me what I can say. And I'm 100% with the fuck the streets movement. This is from Rollo Terrell Davis, and I sponsor that.
They all happy because they got each other back. They friends. They was all exiled from each other because of the snitching allegations. Things was out there. So they say, how we could fix this? You know what? Fuck the streets, nigga. That's how we fix it, nigga. Fuck the streets. We ain't worried about what nobody's saying. We say fuck the streets. If we with it or not. You know? So I see why they so happy. People say they room right by you. Yeah, nigga, that ain't been in the streets for a minute. Let's see what homie's saying, because I think I like what he talking about. Let's get into this. Hold on, what is this? Who this? This is bring that back. Boom. I need to see what channel this is. Cause he looked like he talking that stuff. It's funny how we rock with a lot of dumb stuff and we just let it rock. These are the dudes that was blood sucking the streets forever. And now when somebody got something to say about, you know, something they say, they want to turn it into like the people are stupid, the streets are stupid. You know, Scooter would definitely, if Scooter was alive, he ain't rocking with that. He not rocking with that alive. And I understand what they're trying to get at, you feel me? But it's a shame that it's coming from these dudes that's all been caught up in bullshit and alleged to be snitching. And then when they have a fallout, and when Young Thug ain't on top, and when this is looking like that Savage album ain't really, you feel me? Now it's F the streets, and then they rocking with it. But that was their power, their unity. Atlanta, they had a lot of power and unity, you feel me? But look, it's Zay. Shout out to Look, it's Zay. Let's see. Oh, no. I don't want to rock this dude. He's something different. This ain't the one I was talking about. Not Look, it's Zay. We're watching that one. This is loud. Yeah, that's better. That's the street code. I agree with that for sure. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, something playing. I don't know what the fuck it is. All right, we do that. The street code for sure. Get that out of here. You know, because we apply that to regular people, which we shouldn't. So that's the problem with that. The street code only applies to the streets. That's how I came up. But everybody got an opinion. That's what I'm saying. So for you to have some beef or war with somebody that got an opinion on somebody saying F the streets, then that's your problem, homeboy. But I do want to speak on it, though. For sure. The Real Phil TV. He going to explain how Bootsy feel about this thing. You know, I couldn't do that other one. He just seemed too weird. People that are not really connected, I don't really want to hear about it. Like connected to the streets, it don't look like they never did anything involved in the streets, but just feel like they got, you know, they morally right. I can't hear it because that's that superiority complex, and that's what these rappers are doing now that they got some money. They better than the streets. They got money now. They better than the streets. That's crazy to me, but that's just me.
It is the Real Phil TV. That's Southside Black. I'm back now, freestyle. You already know, repping Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're going to drop the link below. We're going
Baton Rouge. A little brother was born down there. Baton Rouge.
Also, community tabby. Your father resembles a wild boar from the chest back. You already know what it is with me. I got to call him something because that's how I'm feeling and that's how I got to get it in. Straight up and down. Go on, take that with you and go on, fall back. Nah, want to talk about Boots, nigga. Strap it down. He said something real. We got 21 Savage talking about Young Thug need to forgive Gunna, and he rolled with QC and all of that because it would have made Atlanta look bad and it would have lost the money. And shut up, nigga. Cause get what? We not compromising our morals for another nigga amusement, nigga. And that's what we're talking about. If y'all gonna talk about F the streets, I'm talking about G Herbo. Yeah, nigga. I'm calling names on this video, nigga. Everybody who said it. 21 Savage. Huh?
Preach.
Wife and Lucci. Huh? Yes, Lord. And no, Lord. Because yes, Lord. Because we understand where it's putting the black community and we need to save the black community, nigga. We already got kids that's looking up to us and looking at what we're doing and seeing.
We need to save the black community. We can't say F them and then forget about it. And I'm not identifying just the streets with just the black community, but that's a part of it. Can't just say F them. Little boy growing up with no mom and a foster care, and he turned to the streets and he just think that's the right thing to do. We say fuck him then. That's what y'all saying.
What we praising, and it's not adding up, nigga. We not winning from it, nigga. So we see what they trying to say, but get what? This streets is what made you, nigga. If it wasn't for the streets, you wouldn't be able to rap about nothing to get millions of dollars,
Man,
nigga.
he killing
You
me.
got to stand firm on what you believe in from the get-go. We all get older, we all get mature, nigga. But at the end of the day, that ain't no reason to denounce the streets now that you rich, nigga.
Preach.
Know what I mean?
Speak on
Like
it.
Honeycomb Brazy said, nigga, when you niggas was doing the chitlin outlets, basically, and the shows in the clubs, who was here to see you, nigga?
Speak on it.
How you was getting?
See, it's crazy and it's kind of weird. It's kind of pauses that when they get fall out with each other. My brother, I love my brother, man. I love my brother. All them Atlanta niggas, they always, I love him. And then now that they get a chance to get back together, they all want to come together on that type of F the streets, F the streets. Now we back together. Fuck the streets. Now us rich boys could be back together and hang out again and be cool again and do songs about the streets, for the streets, but F the streets. That's crazy as hell.
10,000, 15,000 show, could the hood showed up, nigga.
Mm.
Know what I mean? So if it's F the streets, then it's F the suburbs, nigga. Yeah.
Yes.
Straight up and down. That's how I gotta get it in. And it's the 100 mob standing behind this message that Bootsy talking about, nigga. If you niggas saying F the streets, nigga, stop rapping about the streets, nigga.
Hey.
Yeah. Rap about the good things in life, nigga. And we gonna hear about it, nigga. We not gonna shoot it down, nigga. We ain't gonna act no different. Know what I'm saying? But you niggas need to stay in y'all place and you niggas need to be who y'all is.
Exactly.
If
What
y'all ain't
stop rapping about the streets. That's all. Stop it. Rap about your money, the suburbs, your big ass house, something else that nobody gonna really fuck with. Rap about that if it's F the streets. Because the shit is dead anyway, tell you the truth. It's R&B running these radio stations on the East Coast. R&B is back.
street niggas, you niggas ain't never did time. You niggas need to stop rapping about it. That's just like Freeway. Do you understand in my life right now, I just found out Philly Freeway, Rockefeller? Yeah, Freeway, nigga. The nigga Cassidy roasted. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta understand this. I just found out the day that this nigga was a sheriff. I am a month late. I do media outlet blogging, nigga. How did I not see this?
But Freeway music is not on that street shit no more either. He grew up, he do his thing. Nobody knocking him for that. I'm not at all.
I watch Oskino. I watch all this. This nigga is still performing. What we do is wrong. And he is a sheriff right now, got an honorary badge. Look it up, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is what Boosie talking about. You niggas saying F the streets. He said F the streets silently before any of this came out a month ago. So I'm stunned that I'm dealing with this, and I get up on the internet and I'm seeing 21 Savage talking about F the streets and all the other niggas. And I'm like, Lil Zay Osama, nigga. Some of you niggas were just soft anyway, and you niggas were looking for a way out and ain't never did nothing anyway. So yes, F the streets, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, bro, I feel what Boosie talking about, this is an emotional time for a nigga like me. Because I'm sitting up here looking at y'all, and y'all sitting up here playing, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to respect something, nigga. And y'all
Facts. I'm rocking with him on that message. Because everything in the streets ain't bad. You got these youngins needing some guidance. You saying, fuck them. What Boosie said. If these rappers go say, fuck the streets, y'all need to stop rapping about them. Stop double dipping. Rap about fruits, college, coursing and staying out the streets. If you're from the streets shape you like the man you are today. Your mindset, your hustle, your intuition, etc. come from the streets. Your support came from the streets. Yes, I want every kid to make it out the streets. That's what we all want. But I'm never saying fuck the streets. They're responsible for our success. Don't forget, every successful independent record label started from where? The streets. All your music came from the streets. Your baby mama, you met her in the streets. I met mine at school. 100. So if it's fuck the streets, don't rap about them. Simple as that. Show the world and fans how good of an artist y'all is, and take the streets all the way out your rap vocabulary. I want to hear it. Shout out Bootsy. I like that message, boy. He ain't lying at all. He definitely ain't lying. Y'all saying F the streets, and then later they're gonna try to act like it was a play or something. All these dudes that saying that, most of them, I would hope is out the way. YFN just beat that crazy case. Not beat the case, but he did his time. Thug just beat that crazy case. You got G Herbo. He was caught up in some little fraud, some little weird stuff, but he ain't. I don't think he going to jail. You know, they all out the way is what I'm trying to say. But if you go listen to their album, you're gonna hear the most street lyrics you ever heard. You listen to their albums, you're gonna hear words of a street nigga, of a real live street nigga. It ain't gonna be no kumbaya, it ain't gonna be no help the kids, ain't gonna be none of that. So basically the message from them is, you know, buy my shit, listen to my shit, and then when shit go down, when I'm up, say fuck you, fuck the streets. But that's how I'm taking it, because there was really no logical explanation for it. I don't know how I'm supposed to take it. You feel me? It could have been said better, yeah. You know, could have been said better, done better, but F the streets, that's it. Like I said, every one of these rappers is was on the table for suspected tattletale. I ain't see Lil Baby say F the streets. Lil Baby ain't on no table for nobody ever. There was even no rumor of him tattletelling. He went to prison, came home, started his label. A lot of hot stuff surrounded 4PF, so he changed the name. He's still thriving and trying to move. I don't think he's gonna sign up for that. I hope we need somebody from Atlanta to, you know, to keep it thorough, even just explain to the kids of what's really going on type shit. You know, the ones that got no choice, these homeless little boys out there got to sell a couple of bags of weed to eat. You know what I mean? That's the streets. Motherfuckers got to go ahead and hustle up some water. They selling water. That's illegally. Some people might consider that the streets, the water boys, you know, the dudes that's finding ways to make money through the music industry, any type of shit. F the streets is what they say. Just because they homeboy got caught sitting there eating the chicken and talking to the police. Of course, Big Head get his head up in his paws. And like I said, all these rappers was on the table. Even 21 Savage, they said he ratting.
Diversity. But when accusations of snitching get thrown around, things get crossed into dangerous territory. Over the past few days, the internet has been on fire after Wack 100 went nuclear, publicly calling 21 Savage a rat during a conversation tied to DJ Academics. Tonight, we're breaking down everything. Where this beef really started, why Wack says 21 is a rat, how Gunna, Young Thug, and street politics tie in, and why this moment could have real consequences. This isn't random outbursts. This tension between Wack 100 and 21 Savage has been simmering for years, quietly bubbling beneath industry conversation, especially since 2021. Back then, Wack 100 accused 21 Savage of cooperating with authorities during the U.S. immigration case, a claim that 21 has always denied. Those accusations have resurfaced during Clubhouse arguments, where Wack 100 openly challenged 21's credibility, street image, and integrity. At the time, many people thought the beef was dead, but in hip-hop, nothing ever really stays buried.
There be a lot of going on, right? And I don't speak on it. So
I don't speak on nothing going on your side, homie.
But look, when you
I actually don't speak on it.
But look though, when you see going through real life, right? Like I didn't see you go through real life on the internet or whatever, right? And I don't speak on it. I don't make fun of it. I don't speculate about it. Just give me the same respect, gang. Like
It's a rap Atlanta thing, and I love Atlanta, and I ain't hating on the real niggas out there. I ain't speaking on that. I'm speaking on these rappers. You feel me? You even got, you know, Big Bank. He's still well respected, but he doing interviews with Woody and people that actually took the stand. Yak Gotti, Slime Life Shouty. It's like the rules don't apply to them down there. That's what's going on. They love each other so much, like, and that's what's going on. I guess they say the streets are dead. I think they talking about Atlanta. The streets are dead in Atlanta because they all They forgive each other. They love each other. The motherfuckers ratted on each other, and it's all love. They sat in the tape. They broke the alleged rules that they lived by, being East Coast gang members. Some of them, a lot of them, is bloods from East Coast gangs that started in New York. You know, that came from Cali, that branched off in New York. Original gangs, all that. Who got rules for sure. So next thing you know, is, you know, the drop your flag thing. I get that. That's positive. But the streets is dead thing, I don't understand that. I mean, F the streets. Streets is dead, I understand it. But F the streets, I don't get that. But there, like Wack had him on the table. I don't know how accurate Wack is, but I know he be having some good information. But we already know where he coming from. And he was one of the first ones to start that. Streets is a myth. Streets is a myth. When he got put on the table to be, you know, they asked about his case in Texas. When him and Troy Ave, who took the stand. You see where I'm going here?
Like, I don't be. What you mean? Hey, look, bro. I'm gonna keep it real though. Hey, 21. I'm gonna keep it real, bro.
You on the internet?
Hey, look, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. You should really check bitch about coming in there starting a fire that she ain't relevant to, homie. I wish you would go to your room and represent me and start a fire with you, bro. That I know is gonna kick back on me on some real. You know what I'm saying, homie? Did you know that?
He like a bitch. You want him to go ahead and get at the bitch. No, he talking to you right now, boy.
To get ignorant. You know he got a platform. You know he got a voice. What you go over my name for?
Bro, I ain't made nothing up about you though, bro. That's up, bro. God.
I ain't made up either.
Man, you calling me an informant.
Hey, my nigga, listen, the DA in Atlanta said it's a well-known rapper who's telling. You get caught and you got a threat of getting sent out the country because you ain't a real citizen. We trying to figure it out. They're trying to say I'm gay, so we got to figure it out.
So could this be why he's saying streets is dead? Or is this just Wack 100 making up shit because he got mad because 21 said some shit?
Got your right, maybe she wrong. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. So we can take a week, 2 weeks, 2 months. I don't give a how long, and we can figure this every day on the internet. I ain't tripping. Hey, I ain't tripping.
Man, look, y'all crazy.
Did you catch a gun? How long it been? 18 months? How long it been?
Man, come on, bro. What the hell?
Hey, bro, hey, listen.
What the bro?
Hey, bro, what you mean? Because
3 years.
obviously you ain't going to court because you. Every time you go to court, they gonna let us know you going to court. So
I can't go to court for immigration if I got an open gun case.
What about the gun case? Bullshit.
The court for immigration.
They will give you your time, let you serve your time, then deport your ass.
Hey, look.
I was doing time before you got off the court.
Look.
Wait, do Savage actually got a gun case? Because why we ain't never hear his ass going to jail?
Look.
I don't know, bro.
Wayne went to jail for a gun, even though that was in New York, and we all know they ain't playing in New York with the guns.
All y'all gotta do.
I
don't care about none of your minions pulling no.
Ain't no minions, bro. We got real people pulling cases up, bro.
Look, bro.
I mean, did you tell him now? Did you give up Thug or not? What's going on? Thug brought your brand new truck. What is bitch at? You trying to use me for content. You should have.
I do disagree, because if a nigga calling me a rat, want me to explain it. If I can't get my hands on them, then I gotta make it clear for the people, like, nigga, why I'm a rat? Explain it, then you explain yourself why you're not a rat. You tell them, don't be like, I don't want to talk about it. Nah, hell no.
Stop that whole yesterday. You know this shit was gonna get.
That clip alone reignited the entire conversation, but things escalated even further when Wack took the discussion to DJ Academic's platform, where millions were watching. On Academic Stream, Wack didn't hold back. He flat out labeled 21 Savage as a rat, doubling down on claims that cooperation helped secure his legal status here in U.S.
When are you gonna put up your street post? I'm trying to repost it.
Nah, that's just a bunch of you been caught telling. You got caught being a rat. You didn't told the truth that you knew it was a rat, but y'all stamped it anyway. This was real.
Wait, who stamped who?
21 Savage put up a post. 6ix9ine covered it on 100 TV. Nigga said, we knew Gunna was a rat back then and we swept it up under the rug.
No.
Let's just,
You read that wrong.
Power people call my phone. If you ain't worried about it, bro, these type of people ain't calling me.
Hey, wait. So part of this like
he being a rat. He's a rat. Gunner's a rat. Thug is a rat. What's this little nigga that just fucked over his own child? He's a rat, right? Listen, all these niggas is rats.
You ain't lie about that.
The rules of the streets because they didn't violate it and broke the rules. Too late. You all. This is what we want to hear. We're rats. We're busters. We failed.
Yeah. I mean, I see what he's saying, but I'm saying the same thing about him because that's when him and Troy Ave was saying the streets is dead, but he's saying they all rats. Of course they saying the rules don't matter and this and that. They certified on record. So yeah, man, it's a shame because them boys was going hard on Atlanta. Ratlanta, that was terrible. Ratlanta, and y'all was rocking with it, and yet y'all still deal with academics who were saying Ratlanta. You seen Rollo? All of them academics call them all one by one. They picking up where he at. He called y'all whole town Ratlanta. Y'all picking up, cool with it. Yeah, the streets, F the streets in Atlanta, because them boys look like you out there doing crime. Not the place to be, but F the streets, period, never that. And nah, I ain't gonna say F the streets in Atlanta either, because shout out to the righteous people out in the streets trying to make a living and turn their life into something positive. You know, it always gonna take some capital in the beginning, a lot of time. People make it legally in the beginning, stack it up, but you know, we can't say F the streets. That's not what I'm gonna say. You know. But, you know, every rapper that got caught up is going to say that. The boy Glock 9 out in Florida, who everybody thought was a number one stepper, hot boy back in the day, he got caught up in this all kind of fucking paperwork. He telling on everybody in the world. You know, same with the boy Spot 'em Got 'em. All them crazy dudes with the dreads that's coming out looking wild, they all was running their mouth, you know. Julio, they did him in. Rest in peace. He one of the only ones out there that with the dreads that I ain't see get caught up in no weird shit. Nah, he one of the only ones though. But man, it's crazy. Glock 9.
Promo alert. Today is your boy NBA King David.
Shout out to the channel NBA King David and all that.
Make sure you go follow him on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, comment, and let him know I sent you. He back with another video, and this one called Anything Goes. Make sure y'all click the link down in the comment section. Get in his comment. Do it for me. This your boy Music 101. You filed a motion to suppress his statement, and if I'm not mistaken, it was because he didn't receive something he was promised in the deal. See, he wanted his lawyer to suppress his statement and don't let the state use it, since they didn't keep the end of their bargain and give him everything they promised. I ain't finna sit here and read word.
Watch him get out and say F the streets and start a podcast.
Word for word in every page. If y'all want to read every page, I'm gonna post it on my Instagram. Y'all can go check it out there. But I'm gonna give y'all a little summary. The paperwork is saying the detectives went to Glock 9 and told him, look, we got evidence that you was involved in another murder. You either be a witness, cooperate, and tell us everything we want to know, or we're going to go get a warrant and make you a defendant and try to put you away for the rest of your life. Glock 9 asked for his lawyer. Now, at first, they was thinking he was trying to be tough. He was playing it silent. I want my lawyer, ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
But comes to find out, he asked for his lawyer, told his lawyer what happened, and the reason why he asked for his lawyer is because he wanted to make sure he received everything he was promised if he cooperated. And his lawyer
made sure he relayed the message. Glock 9 sat down with the detectives and gave up information on 4 murders.
Damn.
And the detective words was, they were surprised that he said what he said. They were surprised that he gave up that much information that he did.
4 of them. He could have gave 1 and probably been good. He been holy, oh man. These rappers, bro.
They thought he was gonna try to basically keep it solid, but just give him a little Nah. Glock 9 gave him enough of information to solve 4 murders. Some may ask, what would make someone in the streets with that much rank tell? But for the people that don't know, Glock 9, government named Jaquavius Smith, came out of Orlando and blew up off records like 10%, 223s. But while the music was going up,
because the nigga don't want to go to jail for the rest of his life. He was really facing some scamming shit. Not even that long. We know telling been going on since the beginning of time. We know that. We know now with the internet, things change now. Everything gonna come to light. You know, many rappers done told in the past we didn't know about. Many street dudes done told we didn't know about. Many, you know, gangsters, all that. Definitely. Never came really to light until this internet era, as far as the people, everybody in the whole world knowing. Now, different towns protected their raps. I know a couple, all, you know, that's well protected in San Diego, LA, New York. You feel me? That's well protected. Ain't nothing gonna really come out unless you do some real digging and you find it. It's going eventually, you know, if these dudes with the podcasting and start getting on camera and start talking crazy and getting into this and that, everything gonna come to light. You feel me? Because now you could pull up information on anybody's name. But back then, these dudes was getting away with it. So you got towns like Atlanta, where, you know, I'm sure, just like everywhere else, there have been rats, been people telling, been gangsters in the streets telling, and got a lot of money, so they pay the right people and nobody fuck with them. The people want them on the streets. They feed the homeless. They give money to the streets protect them. But once they hit this internet situation and you rappers want to be famous and get clouded up, talk about, you know, because before Rollo was saying fuck the streets, he was, I'm the biggest drug dealer, Mr. Dog Food. Love it. It's just, you know what I mean? Rapping about how much the streets gave, how much money he made out the streets. G Herbo, same situation. You know, all these rappers, 21, like they street rappers. That's why some dudes that still got ties to the streets and love the streets and got friends and family and all that, they you know, a lot of people got hurt behind that. You see Bootsy, you know what I mean? He made some good ass points. He like, well, stop, and I say that too. Basically, it's easy, it's simple. Stop rapping the street shit. And is that they plan? I would hope so, because they shit ain't really selling no more. The shit is done dealio. Bobo. Nobody looking at these dudes like they street dudes no more. Especially after we seen the whole case with the YSL. You know, they lost all clout when every one of them, damn near every one of them ratted. You see the case with the Florida boys, Rat-a-tat-tat, Ratatouille. You know what I mean? So I understand what's really going on. You got rats that's got caught up in the bull, and now they like, If the street thugs, could we be friends again? You know what I mean? And this is creating like little you know, civil wars, I think, going on out there in Atlanta and ATL and things like that. 21 Savage gets exposed. Oh, let me see this shit.
A song and say verbatim, you still hang with them that done got your partner whacked? Okay. So you got 21 Savage on your album, and then 21 Savage get on the album and say, get him smacked, then turn around and give his brother down. So he dissing your partner on your album. Probably said it in the studio with you.
I got Wham and Savage on the phone to stop whatever could have happened with them. I got niggas on the phone. Picture this. Your day one home.
If Thug ain't do that dumbass interview, he might be all right, because it looked like you in the same category with them other rats that Big Bank interviewed. They all on the same platform.
Homie, the type that's been with you since day one, gets smoked on the interstate. You find out later that your so-called friend in the industry had something to do with it. That's exactly what went down between Lil Baby and 21 Savage over Marlo's murder, and the street's been talking ever since. Today, we're breaking down how 21 Savage allegedly orchestrated the hit on Lil Baby's best friend.
But you see, this is why I hate, because these are big rappers. They know a lot of people. They might have some friends, some friends that are ops of the other rapper, because they both, when you that, famous, you got a lot more homies, a lot more friends. But then they turned it into, oh, he orchestrated the hit. That's his homie. Look at that. That's when these dumbass YouTubers go wrong.
Why Marlo had to go, and how Young Thug had to step in before Atlanta turned into a full war zone. Stick around till the end, because this story gets way deeper than what you see on the surface. And I'm about to expose some real street politics that'll blow your mind. Let me break it down for you real quick about how tight Baby and Marlo really were. These weren't just rap partners or industry friends. They were brothers from the trenches who came up together in the same hood. Both grew up in Bankhead, one of Atlanta's most notorious areas, and they had that real day one type of friendship that you don't see much in the industry. When they both signed to Quality Control around the same time, it looked like they were both about to blow up together. But here's where the story gets tragic. While Baby's career took off like a rocket ship, Marlo's music never really caught that same way. According to P from QC, since Marlo's rap career wasn't generating the type of money Baby was making, he stayed in the streets trying to keep up with his homies' lifestyle. Baby tried everything to help his boy succeed. He got him a record deal, kept him in the studio for hours, had him featured on tracks, and was constantly pushing for Marlo to focus on music instead of street activities. In interviews, you could see how much Baby believed in Marlo's talent and wanted him to make it out the hood the legal way. But Marlo was stubborn about his street activities. Even with a record deal and Baby's support, he was still moving weight and handling other types of business in Bankhead. That loyalty to the streets, despite having a way out, is what ultimately led to his downfall and created the whole situation with 21 Savage. Now, let me tell you something about Marlo that most casual fans don't understand. This wasn't some rapper trying to act tough for the cameras or create a fake persona. Marlo was really like that in Bankhead and had serious respect in the streets long before he ever touched a microphone. Marlo was connected to PFK, Play for Keeps, also known as 3L, which had ties to the Goodfellas mob. He wasn't just moving weight. According to street sources, he was allegedly handling other types of business for his crew. The word on the street is that Marlo had been involved in taking out people who crossed him.
Bobo.
Were making serious money and had major labels.
I know how sensational y'all could do it, but come on now. That's Bobo Watch, the king of the bullshit. Is he a boy? This dude.
Trapmore gang, it's been a minute since I've talked about Atlanta. I'm not going to call it that other word that we were calling it for a minute. Okay, it seems like the streets of Atlanta have actually been healing, and there's been some, he remained an underground figure and an ambivalent local celebrity, was shot and killed there on Saturday night, the police said. He was only 30. The Atlanta PD said that officers had initially responded to a single vehicle accident on.
I'm starting to think them boys knew something else is coming, and they trying to clean it up before it go down. Who knows? I never seen Lil Baby respond to that 21 Savage thing yet, though.
Ends up getting killed.
Tonight, folks, a killer is on the loose right now after Atlanta police.
Gonna go on assume, because that's all they gonna do, But like I said, Lil Baby. That's something that I would like to see what his reaction to that whole thing is. Giving Lil Baby a miss 21 Savage, because that'll say a lot. His career right now, I think, is in limbo. It ain't looking too good. He been trying, attempting, but a lot of people feel like it ain't looking good for him. So if he take that stand, that might put the nail in the coffin. If you come out and say, yeah, F the streets, he right, Savage right, fuck the streets. The streets don't love me.
I feel like Wife and Lucius lost a lot. Like, you know, for all it's worth, he's just lost a lot. He lost a lot of time. He lost people. It's not much he's gained. And I get that. And maybe it's how
not much he's gained. He's rich as fuck. His kids is fed. Pull up, he got 2 Bentleys parked up, all white. That's why he got into the game. He got everything out the streets, all of it.
how I'm envisioning it. When he says fuck the streets, it feels like he's saying, man, fuck what is taken from me. I feel like when some other niggas saying fuck the streets, they're saying fuck the codes associated with the streets. And that's where I'm confused about.
It's amazing how these dudes thought they was gonna get some type of loyalty from the streets. Like they you know, when they call themselves slime.
I agree with that. Stupid. But I'm still at the part where we're saying, if that's what y'all talking about, everybody's gonna celebrate y'all stop beefing. But we then still got to get to these supposed codes. But it's one of those things that might be like, well, if we said fuck the streets, the codes don't matter no more. I don't know.
That's what they're trying to do. And I ain't tripping. I ain't in the streets. Shit. I want the shit to end. All the bullshit, the killing of each other, all that. So that way a motherfucker ain't gonna be that. That's not gonna be a part of hip hop, you know. That shouldn't be a part of the music genre, but it is. Because these fake ass street rappers.
I don't know, man. Okay. But yeah, I was surprised. Yo, Savage really got every nigga really involved, like talking that shit about this. And that's when I realized that nigga Savage got some power. Wow. Okay.
Savage got some power. Okay, let's be real here. Every nigga, they was all from ATL except for G Herbo, the young boy. I know he like fuck the streets. He want a reason not to have to go back to shot rap. Only nigga that ride through the hood, no tent. Woody, what Woody has? Hold on. Woody has one little baby, and 21 Savage, to stay out of Young Thug's ongoing beef, saying that if Thug goes down, he won't go alone. He'll take them down with him. What you mean go down? You talking about the streets? Go down that way or go down and through prison? Man, Thug ass being a good boy. He married that girl. I mean, he about to get married to Mariah the Scientist, who's really running the game right now. All you hear is her music on the radio. She doing her thing. Thug is, of course, he's like, yeah, fuck the streets. The same, any nigga that sat down with the police that long, what you expect them to, you know, they gonna jump on the opportunity, pause. You know, they gonna jump on it. So I'm not surprised about that at all. The boy, it's just funny, bro. It really is. And I don't want this to look like I'm over here talking about, yeah, keep the crime and the bullshit. No, I'm not talking about that when I say the streets. I don't consider that the streets. I consider that bullshit, the ratting, the killing, all that dumb shit, you know, all of it. But when we talk about the streets, I'm talking about the unfortunate, the poor, the ones that have to do certain things to eat a meal. And a lot of these dudes turned their life around. You know what I mean? A lot of them turned their life around. 360. You know, they doing the thing. And the perfect example is these rappers, because they all came in on some street shit and they turned their life around. Now they saying F the streets, when they should be saying, you know, let's go back and help the streets.
The pros and the cons, and this is why I said I think maybe his misstep here was not having a longer rollout. By the way, I love the rollout even though it was short, but he pretty much told us 3 days before. 3 days before, yo, I'm dropping an album this Friday, right?
Album ain't popping. Now he's saying F the streets.
Wasn't much music video visuals. He had one of the most succinct and short albums I've seen in a while, like 14 tracks. Most people these days, they're playing the streaming game. They want to put over 20. You want to put like they have bloated albums because they know more songs. Even if you have five people listening to 12 songs versus 5 people listen to 20 songs, it's the difference between let's say that they stream every song once. It's the difference between 60 streams and 100 streams. So people usually put more.
That's why I rock with Future. He gonna keep it 1,000. I think he's a real street dude that understand. You feel me? The struggles and all that. He understand. You know, you ain't gonna never. I don't think he gonna make no statement on this. Like most of these artists from Atlanta, their careers ain't doing good. Even Future lately, you know, he been kind of fizzling out. But he still got that respect and credibility. If he really do want to do something, he can do something still. But the rest of these dudes that saying F the streets, what we got? Rollo, his music, nobody really checking for his music no more. What we got? Thug, you seen what happened with that album? That shit, nobody want to hear it. Unfortunately, we looked at him a certain way, and then now all that changed. Who else he got? Who else said it? You know, Gunna doing his thing. Gunna ain't even on that subject. He out there. He told on people, and he's out there. He separated himself from these so-called street guys, I guess. And he's still doing his thing. So maybe Gunna is the most popping dude out of ATL right now. That's a fact. You know, I think Gunna is. You know, G Herbo album, I guess, did good. A lot of people like it. I heard some of it. You know, but it's full of street anthems, street songs, talking about, you know, the usual. And his gang is deadly and treacherous. That's the gang that caught dude coming out of jail, left 60-something holes and homeboy. He the one that terrorized them boys when they was young. KTS Drake. And then we heard other examples about NLMB ops getting drenched, and now you see him calling it Drench Gang. But my point is, he raps about the streets heavy, and his support comes from the streets heavy. A lot of these dudes, they don't understand when they get that money, they forget that who got them in the building. Everything started from the bottom. Every genre, every hip hop, rock and roll, blues, jazz, all came from the ghetto. It all came from the streets. It could be easily misinterpreted when you just say fuck this, fuck that. Like when they had the campaign F Donald Trump, you know, they trying to say a lot, and we get it, but at the same time, it ain't going to register to certain people's ears because they want to know why and what's going on type stuff. And when you say F the streets, that's basically saying it all. And now look, you want niggas to buy your album and listen to that shit? Who you think you was making your album for, homeboy? You got that money, and you think them, you know, if the niggas in the streets ain't listening to your stuff, them suburbs ain't rocking with it. They gonna fall right off of it. I'll tell you that right now. Now, you know, unless you change the genre. Gunna's songs ain't about street stuff, and he got a mean run because he worked hard. I guess he doing his thing. I can't say that the streets is running the music industry. That's not true. But if you want to be a gangster rapper, a street rapper, you're gonna have to have that sign off from the streets if you want the people to take you serious. Come on now. Niggas ain't rocking with no fake street dude if he rapping street lyrics and you find out it ain't real.
More songs. He had a short album, didn't give a long window in putting that out. And again, I do think that the lead song is the one with Drake. So I wouldn't say the music isn't good, but yeah, I think this wasn't the time for him to just be like pop up and hey. I think the only person who could do that right now is Kendrick Lamar and Drake. They could just pop up and be like, album tomorrow. Because those guys, I think, you know, they've been in a constant rollout since the battle. We want to hear what Kendrick's next offering is to see how he's, you know, dealing with quote unquote
album flopped because your dumbass Big Bank is crashing albums. Every time one of these dudes go do that perspective show with Big Bank, they drop their album and it fucking flops. And Big Bank kept him there for like 3-4 hours talking shit.
The post beef stuff. We've been waiting for Drake to see how his career looks post battle, and an album signifies it. So they can just say, I'm dropping midnight, and it'll work. I think everybody else has to do like a rollout. And then, lastly, I don't think that interview did him any favors.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Hip hop is already going down the tubes. You got this fake tough guy, 21 Savage, or tough guy, whatever. He went through a lot, but now all of a sudden he want to do an interview with it and try to show personality and say F the streets, but then drop a street album and think the people gonna rock with it. Crazy.
Honestly, I'll tell you the truth. That's why I didn't call Savage on stream too, because I'll make that decision. I'll take it on me. I'm like, I think people were picking apart the interview as opposed to pick apart the music. Like, people were looking at the interview talking about, oh, this is contradictory, this is that, and that kind of then drowns out the music or makes the music.
Some people don't need to be talking. Young Thug don't need to be talking. 21 Savage obviously don't need to be talking. They don't know how to talk.
Becomes a backdrop of it. So I think
they smart as hell too.
Personally, that interview, it should have came out after the album, not before. So 54, you know what that tells me? I think Savage, needs to reevaluate what how he dropped this project, where music is at, and the momentum that he has, and what
Savage coming to podcasting. Bush gonna definitely have to switch up this hip hop content. I'm about to be out there eating food and all kind of other shit. All these rappers is coming over the pod, and
people are expected. That's it. You get what I'm saying? Somebody said YB could drop it, and well, here's the thing with YB. YB doesn't have like this reputation of doing these really high numbers,
And YB don't do these dumbass interviews, and he's not under no big machine. I don't think he's more, he a big ass artist, but and he like driven by his label or some shit like that. I don't know.
He doesn't have this reputation of having these really high numbers and exorbitant. No, that's not his thing. So, and by the way, that's very relieving for YB, because I know a lot of artists, they're actually slaves to their first week numbers. Like, they don't put out music, and sometimes even if you've cooled off, you got to just rip the Band-Aid off, drop the project. It might not do the best, but then you got to build back up. A lot of times you got to build momentum back up. That's what Lil Baby's trying to do now, right? Like, he's trying to build back up. And when you're building back up, you're gonna catch some numbers that ain't the best, but you got to put the music out. I think
I think it's a rap for Lil Baby. I think it's a rap for Atlanta. Mostly all them dudes.
So when I think of New York rappers, I think that's what they're going through. Like, they all kind of didn't put nothing out in 2024 because of the battle. They haven't really put something out in like 4 years or so. They did decent or good last time they put something out, but now they have zero momentum. And then they're going to think that they're going to just pop up one day and be like, yo, album coming in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And people are like all on board. No, there's a saturation amount of artists. Artists are fighting for, screen time, listening time, attention with streamers, this and third, unless you are, kind of really on the pulse of shit, or the music is just that fucking great. You got to be making sure you have some momentum as you drop. But do I think Savage had momentum? Absolutely. I did think he had momentum going into this. I do believe that the narrative around, whether it was Atlanta or the streets, and you come with an album called What Happened.
It's a bad move. What happened to the streets? And then you go on the streets, it did. And then you're a street rapper, drop an album. Because if you're a street rapper, it's a street album. Motherfuckers ain't rocking with that.
What happened to the streets? I think some people expected a shock factor, kind of like almost like hip hop is dead type of like vibe from Nas. But regardless, if we're gonna look for the silver lining here with Savage, the music, I like the music. I do.
You need to drop them songs with the female R&B and drop about the females. Get back with Drake, do some shit. get on that type of vibe. All Atlanta artists, that shit is done for. I don't know what Future gonna do. Future need to separate himself from that and go, because I still rock with Future. Future's still one of my favorite artists.
I think the music's good. Now, I do think that could have happened. Maybe I'm missing like one slapper on there, like, because I do love up-tempo stuff. I love that the Recoup song, but I will say, like, when I think about Jimmy Cooks, I love those up-tempo songs. Probably could have had one of those. But, you know, let's not nitpick on that. It's either do you like it or not. I like the project, but clearly, if we're gonna just be objective with the sales,
he playing politics. He don't want that smoke with Savage. He playing politics. This ain't Brave Act. You know, he got things, politics keeping him in a box too. He can't just be free with everything.
some mistakes probably were made, and again, and those conversations, I'm pretty sure he got measy with him, and I'll have those conversations with him. Every artist hits this, right? So it is what it is. Yeah, every artist, like, when you're having a trajectory of going up, you kind of get like, whoa, you kind of stumble a bit, and then now it's for you to.
There's no coming back. These dudes is old. Stop it. It's fizzling down. They old. That's what it is. They old.
The biggest challenge becomes,
somebody brought up YB. YB still young. YB ain't old like these dudes.
Can you figure it out to course correct, or do you just gracefully go into wash category, which means like your peak is just behind you?
Wash category.
If I had to give advice, I would say Savage should put out more music, but more solo music too. Maybe try a different strategy. A couple Lucy's, you never know.
Nigga, that was a whole solo album. Fuck you want him to do?
Somebody said New York Knicks beat the Spurs for the NBA Cup. Didn't I bet some money on that? Look, I bet some.
He said he need to drop more solo music. He just dropped a whole solo album. The numbers ain't hit. He was on the Big Bank interview talking about my shit gonna go crazy. Numbers ain't hit. Streets is done. A lot of people had stuff to say about it. Then he dropped that album. Numbers did not hit. How did he miscalculate that? Goofy ass nigga. Streets is what do you say? Nobody is rocking with that whole thing. The whole genre of hip hop comes from the streets. Atlanta, I feel like they don't understand what it is. It's all entertainment and money to them. That's why they saying the streets is dead or whatever. They coming from a rich rapper's point of view, and they coming from an alleged, telling point of view. Most of them was on that hot seat. They gonna look at me and think, oh, this ignorant motherfucker is defending the streets. Yeah, I'm defending the streets, but the good part of the streets, not the bad part. I don't generalize, because I know everything is gray and no black and white. Everything is gray. So that's why I'm like the most non-biased fucking channel. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold you because I'm gonna listen to both sides. I'm gonna listen to both, and I'm gonna give my opinion on it. I'm not gonna be sitting here quiet when I feel away, even if it's on the whatever side it is. We talking about politics on the left or the right. We talking about race. We talking about hip hop. We talking about whatever. I'm gonna always remain non-biased because that's what I take pride in. I take pride in seeing trying to see all perspectives, all people's point of views, and not just jumping off the rocker with one thing and fuck that. That's it, and closing my brain to that. I don't do that. Feel me? We can't do that. All Urban Central, I always fuck with their channel. First of all, we're gonna talk about the stupid shit real quick. For some reason, every episode, and I see that all the rappers coming into the podcast game, and I respect it. I love it because it's more entertainment. I fuck with it. Hey, I'm gonna do what I do, try to progress, get better quality videos and things like that. But right now, I'm gonna always be entertained by good podcasts. And when the rappers come, they're gonna have good content because they know this, they was there. they was involved. The stories they talk about, they're gonna be speaking on stars and shit like that, stuff that they was around. So they get more credibility from the viewer. So off top, they winning when they step into this game. One of my favorite ones, like I said, Joe and Jada, I think is the most entertaining new one. I've seen Snoop dropped his podcast for Death Row Records podcast or something like that. He on his second episode, he was speaking on his family, showing pictures, video footage, playing music, chilling, getting high as usual. It's kind of like the remember GGN? That was a good show, but the Death Row one is more low key. It's more, I think, all Snoop controlled, and you know, I don't think he got the sponsors of things yet. I think that's going to come because it's a Snoop Dogg, but it's laid back, I know, and Snoop gonna always play it safe, so it ain't really as edgy as the Joe and Jada one. The other one, the new one, I'm waiting on is the Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder. That's going to be a good one. I can't wait for that. Let's talk about, let's rap about it. You know, they all play it safe, politically correct. Maino, the only one that kind of keeps the show going because he you know, he get edgy with it and he say something crazy. They clown on him. He keep the smoke going too. So I like that show, but my favorite one is the Joe and Jada one right now. I ain't gonna hold you. And you know, Joe is always trying to up somebody on the story. So the shit with Young Buck, I was listening to the podcast when he said it, how he jumped and beat up Young Buck or whatever else. The story might be true, it might be false, but Buck definitely has something to say back to him. All Urban Central, shout out to them. Let's check this out.
Because Fat Joe just hopped on the Joe and Jada podcast and decided today was the day to activate story time mode. This man looked into the mic and basically said, yeah, I whooped Young Buck in Chicago. No warning, no backstory, no dramatic music, just boom, random uppercut in hip hop history.
It was a lead up to that, man. Come on, no, not really. Somebody said a story and Joey had to top the story. That's what it was. But he didn't say I beat him up either. He said the crew. We was in there deep type shit.
So Joe and Jada is interviewing Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo, and they having a chill OG conversation, right? They talking about respect, old rap beefs, industry politics, and then out of nowhere, Fat Joe like, yeah, me and Young Buck had an issue. I caught him in Chicago.
So you break the news. If I never told nobody or said the story before, but because we saying it, I might as well. But you know, I caught Young Buck in that time.
Oh shit!
I never heard that story.
You know he ain't gonna tell 50 that.
Yeah, caught Young Buck.
Tell the story, because he ain't gonna tell.
Man, he got two people.
Because they were talking about past beefs, hip hop beefs. So it wasn't just out the blue like that. But that's funny.
He's legend. Like, oh, yeah, Young Buck, man. Out of front on me. He said, yo, I'm telling you.
Put hands on fuck.
I'm telling you.
Supposed to be no hit.
No. All right. So no story, or you want the story?
I want the story. I never heard it.
I'm out. So I'm at like a winter jam, not a summer jam.
Fat John and put hands on Young Buck. Now that's a fuck. Shit, man. Go ahead. Keep writing, Murder. Keep writing. I'm over here writing while we do
this. To this point, he said, yo, Fat Joe real. So to this point, he said, Fat Joe real.
You got two G Unit members in the building. Shout out to G Unit and 50 Cent. Then you got Fat Joe telling them how he whooped on one of their ex-members.
I didn't. We was talking. You already said it. All right.
Tell the story. Go ahead. Yeah, finish that shit, Joe.
Damn, I want to go to Nashville, Tennessee one day.
It's so good. I was supposed to go out there. And
you ain't got nothing to do with this.
You just dead my money in that. So what happened, man? Go ahead, man.
Nah, he fronted on me. So we in Chicago.
He fronted on me.
And if you talk about the Pistol Pete, no, I had the ugly ones with me. Ugly ones with me, right? Chicago. And so I'm coming off stage. It's like a summer jam, but a winter jam. Right? It was winter, right? So everybody on there, Young Jeezy, Fab. There was a lot of witnesses too. I don't know. They don't never tell my stories. When I'm the victor, I never hear the story. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting off the stage and it's dumb dark. Like it's mad dark. And there was somebody up on the second thing. He's like, yo, crack. But I just got off stage. I'm ripping it down. Chicago, I'm walking out. Yo, crack. You hear me? Oh, it's Young Buck. I got a water bottle in my hand. Out of here, I thought a water bottle. I said, come down, pussy. Come down. Come down, pussy. Y'all, nah, I'm going. Oh, you know, I don't never get like.
So when he came down,
I don't know. I don't get tested. Like, it's very hard to test me. Yeah, yo, I'm telling you, I'm going.
Come on, man.
I just black out. So I'm waiting for the up there. He got to come down the staircase, right? So I'm losing my mind, right? Like, yo, come, nigga, come. He had a bunch of Chicago dudes with him, right? So the cops come and they form like a barricade. Like there's like 5 cops. They close the staircase so he won't. He took too long to come down. By the way, like when you see it, you ready to tear him up. You down? Yeah. He's taking too long, right? And so when he comes down, he's in the staircase and he's trying to tell me like, yo, this ain't got nothing to do. But he was just talking crazy. He tested me to see if Fat Joe was pussy. You know, a lot of pussy. They act like they tough, but you catch it. Like he said, hell no, it was at the height of the beef. Oh. So he's in the staircase, yo, I wasn't this and that. But he poked his head out just 1 second over the cops there. What the? What he do? Even the barber hit him. So what he do? Even the barber hit him? He hit us with my bag. Yo, it wasn't like that. This, that. Damn. Then we jump. I tell you, that was just sad.
So you're saying you went to Tennessee, where he from, beat his ass, and after you beat his ass, he said, my bad, it wasn't like that, in Tennessee. Wow, that's crazy.
Okay. Wait, my bad. I'm just thinking little lines again.
No, I'm just telling you. It's like, yo, it happened.
I never heard this story. It's the first time. That's great. I believe
of course, we never heard. He
still don't want to come up yet.
He can't come up here anyway because he down with the movement no more. He can't come up here. Say his. What you gonna say? I'll tell him in his face. Come on, Jay.
Listen,
I don't know what it is, but why is it always Chicago? Every hip hop story sound like, so boom, he was in Chicago. Jadakiss sitting there not even asking a follow-up question. Fat Joe ain't even hype. That's what made it even scarier. He said it like he was ordering coffee. Fat Joe basically implied that there was no cameras, no social media, no blog posts, no shade room notifications, just straight hands. And let's keep it real. This wasn't just Young Buck. This was G-Unit Young Buck. 50 Cent was running the rap game. G-Unit chains was getting snatched. And mixtapes was dropping every 12 minutes. And Fat Joe was like, yeah, I handled that. First off, we never heard this story before. There was no diss tracks. There was no interviews. There was no I Almost Died in Chicago documentaries, which tells me this happened in the pre-Twitter era when rappers fought and just went home like, all right, cool. See you at the next award show. The fact that Fat Joe is telling...
Nah, but I ain't gonna lie. I think Joey, when the beef was going on, I heard Joey in one of the songs or freestyles. I think he mentioned that about how Buck got caught up. If I ain't mistaken.
Now it's hilarious because rappers hit a certain age and go statute of limitations expired. Let me cook. Seems like nowadays every podcast turning into things I did that would have ruined my career in 2004. So as soon as the clip dropped, the timeline exploded. One side was saying, why Joe bringing this up now? Other side like, Young Buck gotta respond immediately. And the trolls, they already won. They were saying things like, Joe told Buck to lean back. Every OG podcast is a confession booth. As far as Young Buck responding to Fat Joe, he's been real quiet. Young Buck went on a podcast the other day, and one of the guys he was on a podcast with actually brought it up.
We went to Chicago and Detroit. I got body slammed by the police in Chicago. Man, Fat Joe in there.
Hey, man, fuck with Fat Joe there, man. I was when I think about it, man, I was a wild boy, man.
Yeah,
we had some wild
times. But like, you know,
people don't even know some of this shit. I don't want to
even when
speak
you
on
mentioned like, you know, you had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah. It's like it's a gift and a curse.
But he got real quiet. And honestly, that might have been the smartest move because responding 20 years later just turns into 2 uncles arguing at the cookout. So at the end of the day, this is Fat Joe's version of the events. No footage, no police report, no replay.
So Buck ain't really respond other than the song. I can't really play the song, so I guess I'll listen to the song. It's not really a big deal. Like, people get beat up all the time, you know. That's not a big deal, you know. But they said Young Buck responds. Hold on. Urban politician. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. I guess he didn't really verbally respond. He dropped a song. What's this right here? Buckshots. Okay. Shout out urban politician. He be in the yard with his cup down in Texas, I think.
Fat Joe, breakfast on me. Hashtag cappuccino. Hashtag welcome to Cashville. 3-piece course meal will be served today. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In the other caption, he said, good evening, Fat Joe. Lunch is now served. Hashtag cappuccino. Welcome to Cashville. Dinner will be served and will be delivered at 6:15 Central. As in, he has a full song coming now. And I got to respect it because...
Yeah, you going to respect that southern shit. He from the South with the gold in his mouth. That song, Cappuccino. I mean, I guess it's a good opportunity to promote some shit, you know. I never had a problem with Young Buck. You know, I was born in Tennessee. I was very proud of him when he got on to with G Unit in them, and he did his thing. All of them allegations about the weird stuff or whatever, I don't know, you know. But I fuck with Young Buck as an artist, and I always rock with him. You know, when he fell out with 50, of course the campaign is gonna start the bullshit, the back and forth. You know, I never play sides with that type of stuff, but I do. I respect what he got to say, so I guess I'll go listen to that song, Cappuccino, Frappuccino. I fuck with the Frappuccino sometime. But why? You know, I guess Fat Joe could do that. He understands this podcast game. If you watched him during the quarantine, he hit the Instagram. He was hitting the Instagram heavy, doing a lot of podcasting. I mean, you know, on his own, getting the feel of it, reading the comments, getting, you know, thicker skin pulse, able to deal with the comments and things like that. He launched a podcast. He knows how to. He's been doing it so long. He knows how to get the shit rolling, how to get some action. Every episode, he tells a story that ends up, you know, being a clip and being something that everybody talking about. So that boy know how to keep shit moving and grooving. Is the story real or fake? I don't see why Fat Joe would lie like that about it. Maybe, you know, the people are taking it like Fat Joe saying he did the beat down. He's saying he had the animals in there and they did it. I don't think Fat Joe really had to do it. We all heard about his entourage. You know, but damn, man, Young Buck keep taking these L's. But I'm gonna support his song. I'm gonna go listen to this song for sure. Cause that's Buck shit. The boy, he was one of the first ones out of Tennessee that really kind of put Nashville on the map, put Cashville on the map. We really don't got no I don't know no other rappers from Cashville, Tennessee. They're usually from Memphis. You feel me? North Memphis, South Memphis. There ain't a lot from Cashville. So yeah, he put that on the map. So shout out to Young Buck. If the story is true or false, it don't make no mind to me, because it's like, when you get beat up, that ain't shit. That's regular. You get jumped. If you're a rapper or any type of tough guy, you might get jumped. You might get beat up. It could happen. Oh shit. But that Joe been they say he been lying about a lot of stuff. People say he's a capper, and a lot of people say he's not a capper. If anybody will have the stories, it would be him. This is a guy that's been doing this thing for a long, long time.
Robbed my whole gym.
Good War Chronicle.
The whole gym.
Like, I robbed my whole gym. The whole gym. Are we talking about junior high school?
70 kids without a gun. Like, yo, everybody give me your coats, give me your Walkmans. I couldn't even carry it. Some of the guys I robbed had to help me carry the stuff with them.
Where did you go? Where did they help you carry it to? Your house?
Ago, Fat Joe came out and said he lied in 95% of his rhymes. What did you think of that?
He told the truth for the first time, that he's a liar. That you can't believe nothing that comes out of his mouth. He's a liar.
One thing Fat Joe is famously known for is his iconic hip-hop storytelling. He always seems to have a wild story to tell, whether it's about himself or someone else. But over time, it's become clear that many of those so-called legendary tales might just be straight-up lies.
Didn't you call Fat Joe hip-hop's biggest liar?
100%.
How's that?
100%.
Fat Joe's always lying.
He's been called out by several people in the industry. Some even nicknamed him Leotino. Let's take a look. There's no denying that Fat Joe is one of the most entertaining figures in hip-hop. Fans constantly point out how engaging and fun he is whenever he gets into storytelling mode. But where people start to draw the line is when the stories shift from entertaining to flat-out unbelievable. Some of them are so over the top that even people who weren't around during that era can instantly tell something doesn't add up. Take, for example, one of his most talked about and absurd stories. Fat Joe once claimed that back when he was in high school, he robbed his entire gym class.
That's stupid, you know. But the Young Buck story sound believable. I ain't gonna cap about that. Let's push it. Oh, that's Tony Sunshine. Oh, not Tony Sunshine. Charlie Rock LD. He just passed away, but this is somebody that Fat Joe been talking about for a minute.
Tupac's locked up upstate in New York. The Puerto Ricans hear that, and they're, Poppy, Tupac got beef with Fat Joe.
According to Joe, Tupac somehow got wind of the situation and personally called him from prison, asking for help dealing with a Puerto Rican inmate who was supposedly giving him trouble.
I get a phone call from Greg Nice, who pretty much put me in the game, one of my brothers. He said, yo, Joe, I got Pac on the other line. I was like, Pac?
Joe claimed they had a conversation, cleared the air, and that there was no animosity between them. He even said he sent a message to his guy, Charlie Rock LD, asking him to hold Pac down in prison.
Tupac was like, yo, these Puerto Ricans is on me. Like, you said something in the radio. I don't got a problem with you, Joe. Like this, I know what's up, this. And so, you know, we sent the kite out to the Puerto Ricans and be like, nah.
But in a recent interview, Tupac's cousin, William Lassane, shut that story down completely. He explained that while Fat Joe definitely had power with his Puerto Rican people, the idea that Pac needed his help just didn't make sense.
I know he got strength with Puerto Ricans, his people. But as far as Tupac being in prison, having to call Joe to keep the Puerto Ricans off his back because they think that he got beef with Joe in the street or some. I don't know about that.
According to Lassane, the people who ran the New York State prison where Tupac was being held were actually people who knew and loved Pac.
But a lot of people who run the prisons in the New York State penal system are people that we know. They people that love us. They family members, man.
He wasn't in a prison where people would walk all over him. On the contrary, he was surrounded by strong individuals who had his back from the moment he got there.
Tupac wasn't in a prison where people was going to walk all over him. That wasn't going to be the situation. He was in prison with people who were strong.
In fact, when Pac arrived, there were already people waiting with care packages ready to look out for him, and Pac didn't even want their help.
When he first got into Clinton, there were people already with care packages for him.
Guaranteed, I could see that for sure. You know, and like I said, maybe Fat Joe's exaggerating. Maybe he did try to or whatever, but come on now. And he always didn't try to put himself with the legends. He said him and Biggie got an album together. This and that never. So it's funny. Maybe it's also strategic.
Like strong people that is telling Pac, if you got problems, let me know. I'm gonna make sure that the CEOs know, and this and that. And Pac telling them, nah, that's all right. I don't need none of you guys to help me with nothing.
Lassane also pointed out that the only reason Tupac was taken out of the general population and put in segregation was because of his connections to these strong figures. The prison officials didn't want any potential incidents, so they separated him. So, the idea that some Puerto Rican inmate was pressuring Pac to the point where he had to call Fat Joe for help doesn't add up at all.
Officers, knowing Pac's connection with some of the strongest people in Clinton, taking him out of population and putting him in segregation so that he don't incite anything. Does that make sense to you? That some Puerto Ricans is going to put pressure on him? So that
don't make no sense, being that, you know, somebody who's been to prison like me and this gentleman here, if anybody's going to put pressure on him, it's going to be his own people. Ain't going to be no, that's not going to happen, because his people are already obligated to protect him from that. So that's definitely not going to happen. Yeah, that story is got holes in it, Joe.
Pac can call Joe, of all people?
And that's just one of the times Fat Joe got caught exaggerating. Another recent lie that got exposed was about Big Pun. For years, Fat Joe has publicly claimed that he took care of Big Pun's wife and family after Pun passed. He said he gave Pun's wife money, tried to help her set up a business, and made sure she was good financially.
After he passed, she had hundreds of thousands of dollars. I thought I did the right thing. She spent the money unwisely, right? She comes back and says, Joe, I'm doing bad again. We give her a check out of our pockets. We say, yo, we got to take care.
But according to Gongu Gu Roach, a guy who specializes in helping artists,
I just want to know why she doesn't get a piece of whatever royalties or whatever Pun did. Pun got platinum albums. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, something.
and their families recover publishing money, royalties, and other earnings that couldn't be further from the truth.
Joe was all over the radio basically saying, I gave her $750,000, I gave her $250,000, I told her enough's enough. Everybody bought it and believed it. It was all lies and mediation. We had him admit that he never gave her a dollar in his life.
Wow.
Oh, so he didn't give.
That's the most despicable part about this right here. That's my whole thing.
Nothing, not a dollar in his life he never gave her, period.
Gongu revealed that he actually took Fat Joe to court on behalf of Big Pun's wife after discovering—
Is Joe the type of dude like, Pun, my man, Pun dead. B-word, you ain't about to get nothing. This ain't your money. Don't worry about it. This ain't your money. Pun gone. And I don't even know, was Pun married to her? So Fat Joe probably ain't even obligated to give her nothing. What's up with the kids though? But it's Joe that type of dude that got caught up, you know, spent the bread, had all them tax issues and things like that. And it's like, fuck that, I ain't got to give her shit. She ain't make them hits. Pun made them hits. I ain't giving her nothing.
that Joe had been stealing Pun's royalties for 14 years.
According to Liza, after he passed away, Joe was telling her that, oh no, he owed me money. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, a bunch of fake royalty statements started to come biannually.
Apparently, Joe was generating fake royalty statements and working with Jelly Bean Benitez to send these bogus reports to Pun's wife.
For about 14 years, from about 2000 to 2014, fake royalty statements was coming out.
2000 to 2014?
Yeah. Joe used Jelly Bean Benitez as a publisher. Jelly Bean Benitez was Madonna's ex-boyfriend from the early 80s. He produced a bunch of Madonna records back in the early 80s. He remixes, he DJs now.
Jada, you better watch it.
According to Gongu, Pun's wife had tried using multiple lawyers before him, but none of them could get her justice. When he stepped in, though, he was able to take Fat Joe to court and expose what was really going on.
Once I got the royalty statements, the same stuff that they had, it probably took me like a minute and a half to see the deception. I called her up, told her I paid for the case, paid for the auditor, took him to court.
And here's where Fat Joe's lies really start piling up. Not only did he claim he gave Pun's wife money when he actually didn't give her a dime, but he also went on interviews saying there was never a court case in the first place, when there absolutely was. Gongu even said he couldn't believe how easily people believed Joe's lies. Gongu also revealed that when a Big Pun movie was in the works, the people behind it wanted Fat Joe involved to use his influence and connections to help push the film. But according to Gongu, Joe allegedly refused to help unless Pun's wife publicly stated that he never stole from her. Of course, she refused because he did steal from her.
We were trying to do a Big Pun movie and stuff like that, right? And basically, we were like, hey, let's get Joe involved. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be bigger with Joe. If you do it without Joe, Joe Joe can get all these other people involved. But he was basically saying like, well, if you go on Instagram or if you go out there and tell publicly that I never stole from you, then I'll work with you. Otherwise, I'm not working with you. She's like, why would I do that? You stole from me.
So at this point, Fat Joe isn't just a liar, he's also a thief. And somehow, people keep eating up his stories like they're the truth.
He was in mediation. He basically said that he never gave her $1, zero. So the $750 he was talking about, he lied. The $250 he's talking about, he lied. As you see now, people are starting to see that he lies a lot. But I don't understand why nobody reprimands him.
Another classic example of Fat Joe's ever-changing, questionable storytelling comes from a bold claim he made about none other than the Notorious B.I.G. In 2023, Joe sat down on Cam Capone's platform and dropped...
Biggie ain't just doing songs with, if you're lyrical, Fat Joe's a legend in the rap game, yeah. Flo Joe, yeah. All that was love. But he never was looked at as a lyrical dude. He never was looked at as somebody who could stand next to Biggie, let alone make a whole album with Biggie. If they made songs, that's crazy that we never heard none of them. But I think that's a damn lie because Biggie ain't fucking with no dudes if your pen ain't correct. You feel me? He said he messed with Locks. Even Rob. Rob is nice. I believe Black Rob did a thing with Biggie before. I believe that Fat Joe did the album with Biggie. I can't believe that. I can't see that. And first of all, Diddy, where was Diddy at? He wouldn't have let that happen. You already know. Diddy was on some gangster shit, as y'all found out later. So, yeah, I don't know.
What he thought would be a mind-blowing revelation. He said that back in the day, he and Biggie had actually recorded a full project together, an album supposedly made up of 8 to 10 songs. According to Joe, the reason we've never heard any of it is because the project was scrapped and most likely destroyed. Why? Because the songs were too disrespectful, apparently packed with disses aimed at Tupac.
He made a bunch of songs, you know what I'm saying? But they was like really disrespectful and hateful and so he died.
He good with the stories, I guess. But the only thing is, why haven't we heard him? Did somebody destroy him? No. I don't think so. Who would do something stupid like that? So I don't know.
Died and Tupac died.
And how many songs did you guys do?
I don't know, but a couple. Not maybe 8 songs, 10 songs, like that.
Now, on the surface, this kind of sounds believable. Joe and Biggie did have a relationship. They were both from New York.
But when you think about what when Mobb Deep approached Biggie about dissing Pac and New York record and this and that, Biggie was like, nah, leave that alone. Nah, chill. Biggie always preached against that. So it seemed to me like Biggie knew that they did Pac wrong, and he was like, I'm just going to leave it alone. He knew, well, the allegations about Diddy setting them up and things like that. And he was just like, all right, we already shot him up. Let's leave that alone type shit. But from everybody that I heard in history, every story we heard, Biggie was saying, nah, leave that shit alone. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't writing nothing on it. Leave it alone.
They were around the same scene, and they were known to have mutual respect. So at first glance, people were like, okay. But once fans started digging into it, things didn't really add up, especially when you compare Joe's own past statements. Let's rewind to September 2018. Fat Joe was on Vlad TV, and when the topic of Biggie came up, he told a very different version of the story. Back then, he said that they had been working on an album, but they only managed to record 4 songs before it fell through. He even said Puff Daddy and the Hitmen were producing the project, but it gets even more inconsistent. In March 2021, Joe was live with Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. This was during the hype around Verzuz, and the story changed again. This time, Joe said he and Biggie had done 5 tracks together.
I say stuff, Tim, and they always say I lie or I say too much. I worked on an album with Biggie. We cut about 5 songs together.
And then comes Lil Cease, one of Biggie's closest people. In December 2021, Cease was on Vlad TV and gave some serious insight into how Big felt about the East Coast-West Coast beef.
And this is something we all know. And this is what I said too.
According to Cease, Biggie hated the idea of feeding into the drama. He made it clear to his team, Junior MAFIA, that dissing Tupac was a line he didn't want.
Boy was smart because he knew I'm not going down that bullshit ass rabbit hole. I'm doing bigger things. Bigger things. I want to do it, you know, that's B.I.G. Notorious. Fuck that little small time drama. We don't deal with that. And everybody that speak on that situation, and when they talk to Biggie, even Jadakiss, everybody say he was like, nah, kill that. Mobb Deep, CNN. He told all them niggas, no, we not doing that.
Anyone to cross. He told them flat out, if any of you guys record this track, I'm no longer messing with you. That says a lot about where Big's head was at. He wanted to stay focused on the music, not the drama. And if Big was that firm with his own crew, why would he suddenly turn around and record a whole album full of diss tracks with Fat Joe?
Yeah, that was Kizzy.
Then in January,
Fat Joe was oh man.
January 2022, Cease popped up again, this time on The Art of Dialogue, and directly addressed the rumors about a supposed Fat Joe Biggie collab project, and he shut it all the way down. Cease, who was practically glued to Biggie's side during that era, said he never once saw or heard about Biggie recording anything with Joe. He did say that they might have talked about doing something together, and that kind of conversation wasn't unusual. But as far as actual songs, Cease says none ever happened.
How you lie to that capacity? If I can find the clip on the show, on the Joe and Jada podcast, Fat Joe said, no matter what, I have to up. If somebody tell a story, I gotta up their story. He said, no matter what. And he said it, and it seemed serious, as if it's like a sickness that he got. Like I go say, yeah, I was at the casino, I hit for $1 million. He'll come and say, yeah, I was at the casino, I hit for $1 billion. He said he has to do that. He gotta up the story.
I've seen an interview from Fat Joe, and he said that him and Biggie was working on an album together, and he said that they had a whole lot of Tupac disses on the album. How you feel about him saying that?
I don't think so. I'm sure I was around. I was around for a lot of stuff, and I didn't hear none of that at all.
He also emphasized something really important. Biggie wasn't the kind of artist to go out of his way to drop full-on diss tracks. Sure, he might throw a slick line here and there. That's just hip-hop.
Biggie wasn't doing no fucking album with nobody either.
But a whole tape filled with shots at Tupac? That just wasn't who Big was, especially at a time when the beef was already spiraling out of control. Now, there is this mysterious rumor floating around the internet that maybe there was a clip on World Star Hip Hop years ago where Diddy himself supposedly commented on the whole Fat Joe Biggie album thing. The story goes that Diddy denied ever knowing about it. But here's the thing. No one can find the clip anymore. It's just one of those lost pieces of hip-hop internet history. Maybe it existed, maybe it didn't. But what's interesting is that fans don't buy the idea that Diddy would just let a full Biggie...
We gotta ask Fat Joe, who was the producers? Who produced that album? Why there's, you know, like one song, anything that Biggie was on back then, he always been hot since he dropped. Anything that he was on definitely been saved, archived somewhere safely. You know, Fat Joe that story is inconsistent. He doesn't have names. He doesn't have the producer, the time, where they was at, none of that. So, yeah, I'm going to call that cap. And if one song pop up with Biggie and Fat Joe that's unheard, I take everything I said back. If even one snippet of a song pop up with Biggie and Fat Joe.
project disappear, especially during a time when posthumous releases
I ain't see one picture with Fat Joe and Biggie yet. I ain't gonna lie, not even a picture.
Were making major money. Diddy's a businessman. If there was music to be released, he'd probably have released it, unless there was a really good reason not to. On the flip side, if the songs really were packed with dissies aimed at Pac, maybe Diddy shelved the whole thing out of respect or to avoid stirring the pot even more. That's possible. Cuban Link, another voice in the conversation, has also cast doubt on the existence of any such songs or an album. Cuban, who had his own experiences with Biggie and Fat Joe, acknowledged that Joe had a relationship with Biggie, but firmly believed the idea of an album was exaggerated. Cuban Link has called out Fat Joe several times for being less than truthful, and in one of his interviews, he provided his version of events surrounding a song that Joe claims was part of this mythical Biggie album. According to Cuban Link, he, Pun, and Joe once visited Diddy's recording studio, where they met Biggie. For Cuban, this was his first time meeting the legendary rapper. After exchanging pleasantries, Diddy told Biggie to explain what he had in mind for a track. Biggie wanted a Spanish-flavored intro to bring a unique vibe to the song, something with Spanish gangster spice. Among the group, Cuban was the only one fluent in Spanish, but as a rookie at the time, he wasn't sure he could pull it off. With some encouragement from Pun, Cuban stepped up to the mic, and together, he and Pun laid down the intro Biggie envisioned. Biggie loved it and hyped them up for their contribution. Then Fat Joe jumped on the mic to add his own flair to the track.
Puffy told Big, hey, yo, tell them what you want from them so they could do it in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they could do it. You know, because you say you wanted some Spanish shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Pun and Joe, you know, who was there. And Pun looked at me. I was the rookie at the time, real rookie. Like, oh, shit, y'all want me to do this? So they both put me to do yeah, so me and Pun went.
Boy, remind me of somebody. Hold on. He remind me of somebody when he talked, but let me just show this real quick, because this is somebody who Fat Joe said that was me as a kid. This is somebody that Fat Joe said was him as a kid. He said it out of his own mouth on the Joe and Jada podcast. I know y'all remember that movie, Fresh, classic, hood classic movie. This is who Fat Joe said he was. Everybody know this kid, and this kid ain't always truthful. This kid wants to be the center of attention and tell and exaggerates and make things bigger than it is, and he lies a lot. Let's be real here. Now watch this. Hold up. Remove you. Wait. Let me move this. Shit crazy as hell. Because this is who he said he was. That's somebody who he said he was. He said, if you want to know who I was, this is who I was. Now watch this. What's that right here? Bam. This is it.
Bad Spider-Man go down. Bad Daredevil go down. All the niggas is going down. Punisher be taking their ass out. X-Men take out the Punisher. X-Men baby stuff, Holmes. All their castles and powers ain't shit. Punisher the real dope, homie.
Word, I seen a 7-foot-tall white Terminator nigga with 20 guns on my roof just the other day.
Punisher be taking out all y'all stupid heroes. He be saying bad, 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 bad. Take out that nigga bad, 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 bad.
That's who Fat Joe said he was. He said, if you want to know who I was as a youngin', that's who he was. Do y'all see that kid? Does he come across as a truth teller, as somebody who's going to be telling the truth? You know what I mean? Or is he just, because we all know these type of kids, bro. The stupid dope moves. We all know it. I bust those dope moves. Remember that? Hold on, watch this.
Serious songs, you be like, who that bad little nigga Fresh? Where you find him at? Yo, Sinner, why you be sending me out the room like that? Damn, man, that nigga be mad at me. He said he don't want to be dissing me in front of you and shit.
Fresh know not to introduce him. He knew not to introduce him to the plug. The plug seen him and said, oh, hell no. This motherfucker reckless. This who Fat Joe said he was as a kid.
Man, you be getting me in trouble. You be like, why don't you come here sooner? Damn right. Always tell you to take me down, but you be like, nah, I be acting stupid. Man, you the stupid one. I be busting a dope move.
Word, Holmes, I be doing that shit now. You bust it out.
I'm kicking the lies, homie. Kicking the stupid dope moves.
And you see Fresh using them and manipulate them. Yeah, yeah. You know, that's all it takes. Say, yeah, word, you do. This is Fat Joe said he was.
Yo, man, I got this job right before Esteban B.
He already talking.
I got so much cash, it ain't funny, man. I'm getting large, man. Nigga with a big bang shit. You ain't big, motherfucker. Yo, from now on, y'all gotta start calling me Chuck D.I. Like in Chuck D, y'all gotta start calling me Chuck D.I. all this dough, B. I don't want to be caught shopping. You on the man. You know I'm the man. That's right. Them niggas ain't gonna do shit. I'm looking for a stand by, B.
What? That's Joey Crack. And the thing is, we not saying Crack ain't from the streets. We already know where he from. He from the Bronx shit, you know. But you trying to tell me there's not exaggerators in the Bronx? Please. Good ass storytellers. And I mean, and he already he said that's him. That was him as a kid.
Then Joe went in there and he put his spice on top on a separate track by himself.
Here's where things get messy. Cuban Link claims that Fat Joe is now taking credit for the Spanish intro that Cuban and Pun created. He alleges that Joe is using a snippet of this track to push the narrative that he and Biggie recorded an entire album together.
He used that little snippet right there to sell the fact that he did an album with Biggie. Incredible liar. Disgusting.
Cuban sees this as a blatant exaggeration and has been vocal about calling Joe out for it. For Cuban, the truth is simple. There was no album, just a single track with a collaborative vibe in the studio. But Fat Joe's controversial stories about Biggie and Tupac aren't the only things stirring up drama. In 2022, he sat down for an interview and made another bold claim. This time saying he was responsible for getting Trick Daddy and Pitbull their record deals.
I put him on. I took his made sure that they played it. They wasn't never gonna play it.
Crazy.
6 months later, he was rich.
Is he delusional or is he just exaggerating?
Pitbull, I took his demo and got him signed. Trick Daddy, I took his and got him signed.
However, that didn't sit well with Uncle Luke, who wasted no time calling Joe out on Instagram. Luke, a Miami hip-hop pioneer, set the record straight with a detailed response saying, "I love Joe, but I find this very interesting because I discovered Trick Daddy. He did his first song with me as soon as he got out from being locked up, and he stayed with me. I also discovered and signed Pitbull to the platinum-selling Luke Records label. He did his first songs with me. Because I'm from Miami, I felt the importance of signing a Cuban rapper, so I discovered him off of battle rap tapes. Maybe I'm missing something here.
Wow.
I do have the receipts. By the way, because you don't see me in all the videos and birthday parties. Yes, I found DJ Khaled on Underground Radio Mix 96 and brought him to mainstream radio." Luke's response was backed by none other than NFL legend Deion Sanders, who chimed in with a comment that added fuel to the fire. "Tell them hero. Sometimes they forget. Luke always been that dude. He was one of my heroes and still is. Y'all have no idea what this man fought for. The music you listen to today is because of his heart, conviction, and willingness to fight for what he believed in." After the backlash, Fat Joe went live with Uncle Luke to clarify his statement, but the explanation left fans cringing. Joe tried to backtrack, saying he wasn't claiming to have discovered Trick Daddy and Pitbull, but that he was the catalyst for getting them signed. However, the video showed Uncle Luke looking visibly confused and skeptical as Joe attempted to explain himself. Fans were quick to call out Joe, pointing out how disjointed and unconvincing his explanation was.
Now, I know you discovered Trick. I know you discovered Pitbull. I never said I discovered them. Look, I took his demo at a love for hip-hop.
Even Trick Daddy weighed in on the situation. In his view, the idea of an East Coast rapper like Fat Joe helping a Miami artist get a deal didn't make sense, especially back in the day when there was significant tension between East Coast and Southern rappers. Trick stated plainly, there was no Southern artist that was doing any kind of work or had affiliations with the East Coast rappers because they weren't on good terms. So for him to think that somebody from the East Coast would go get a brother from the South, let alone Miami, and take his music to go get him a deal with no points or strings attached, I don't see that happening.
Like I said, I love Fat Joe, love him like a brother. I believe that he loved me like a brother. As far as him hearing about me or hearing my music and taking it to somebody to hear it, probably did. for me to think that somebody from the East Coast was gonna get a brother from the South, let alone Miami, and take his music and go get him a deal with no points, no strings attached, no nothing, that I don't see that happening.
It just don't make no kind of sense. And when you look at the Joe and Jada show, Fat Joe never brings up these topics that he can address and clear up. Like I said, the main thing that really fucked with me, because I'm a hip hop baby, I was a fan of Fat Joe for a while, is I'm still a fan of his. You know, like I said, this podcast is my favorite one right now. I think as far as the rappers podcast, that one's in front for me. But when you violate Pun's wife, you know, I don't care how, you know, she from the hood and all that, and she, you know, probably need help articulating herself and things like that or whatever else, but you ain't give her nothing, or you ain't make sure she's straight, you ain't help her out. You wanted her to become an op so that way you could be justified in writing her off and get that off your conscience. Like, fuck that. And then even it's the same pattern with the Diddy shit. You know how Diddy and all his artists are either fucked up, they broke, or they passed away. Some of them did a lot of jail time, all that type of shit. Where's Terror Squad at? You feel me? You see Cuba Links, what he had to say about it. You know, the rest of Terror Squad, none of them is around. And a lot of them ain't happy. Even I don't even think Tony Sunshine is paid like that. But he probably the only one still with Fat Joe, I think. My thing is, like, it shows a pattern, because you look at a group like the Lox, they still together, rocking together. You know, they had artists. I guess that business gets sticky because they had artists that fell off and things like that too. But it wasn't never no situation where they, like, the artists are saying they robbed me or something like that. It was like differences, you know, in opinions. So basically, these stories from Joey Crack ain't adding up. None of them. These major stories. And I wish if he could really bring it up and clear it up on the podcast, you know, because I would be so happy if he do drop 2 songs with him and Biggie, or 1 song. I'd be like, damn, I have to go back and really evaluate everything he said. But none of it came out. Nobody's really addressing them questions. The main questions. Biggie, you know, the Big Pun's wife, what really happened with that? And you know, everything else is not really that big of a deal. You know what I mean? All that other stuff, the little young buck fight, or this or that, the drama. But it's serious when you're messing with the legacy of legends that passed away. The Tupac situation, maybe you put a call in to for your boys to look out, but the way you said it is you put a call in to save Tupac from them people that was on him. That's different. That sound crazy. Nobody believe that. That don't add up. Streets, F the streets. I can never say that on this channel. And I ain't get my money out the streets in a long time. Actually, the streets sent me to prison trying to get a few dollars. But also the streets showed me a lot of love. The streets looked out for me. The streets saved my ass hella times. It's good people in the streets, old and young. It's people trying to change their life. It's people using the streets to change their lives, and it's working a lot of times. So I don't see how these rappers who use the streets to get rich could say that, but that's what it is now. They rocking with it, just like Wack 100 was saying the streets is a myth. Troy Ave started that after he got caught telling. So there's a pattern there. Streets ain't dead. I'm rocking with Honeycomb Brazy, rocking with Boosie Badass. When we zoom right by y'all. It's your boy Bush, man. That was another, like, I don't know what that was, reaction, everything in tune, perspective, all that wrapped in one. Boy, getting better. I'm getting better. I'm at practice. Anyway, love y'all. Whoever watch, whoever gonna watch, shout out to y'all. It's your boy Bush. Like and subscribe. We out. Check this out. You know what it is. It's your boy Bush. Just another reaction video. Let's get into it. Let's get in tune. Another perspective dedicated to my little bro, always Marco, and my big cuz Maul Maji. Free Mace Lope. Let's get right to it.
I'm Bush, the host here to react. Got Bullet on my mind, mighty, mighty Bull. He's got the flow, he's got the beat. Can't stop when I see his teeth. Oh, like the Mikey Bull, hosting reactions. Can't you tell? Gotta laugh, got a point. Join